Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Shake it, but keep pointing out all the lies. Putting the scripture right in your eye. The Bible guy. He reads Hebrew and Greek and shows you that your book's not unique. The Bible guy. He turns through the pages until every Christian rages. The Bible guy. Watch one time and you're hooked. Now let's watch why the Christians get cooked. The Bible guy.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Bible Guy here, coming at you live from Northeast Texas. How are we all doing today? Everyone, make sure you tap that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends, and with your enemies. Tap that screen like Jonathan wanted to tap King David. Tap that screen like the Romans tapped Jesus. Tap that screen, and Peggy will bless you immensely. You should do, you should do an Is It Bible or Fairy Tale trivia at some point. Live, what have I done, TikTok? Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because it contains unoriginal or reproduced content. It's my content, you stupid son of a bitch. I'm peeling it. This live does not contain the things that are mentioned. I have to have words with TikTok. Why be atheist? Agnosticism logically more correct. Agnosticism and atheism are not mutually exclusive propositions. I am an agnostic atheist, meaning I don't believe in a God. I also don't have any reason to think that a God exists, therefore I don't actively hold to a belief in God. Yeah. I'm in Southeast Texas. Wow, that is so far away. Everything in Texas is far away. Like, I don't know, for all the people out there who live in tinier places in Texas, Southeast versus Northeast is a huge difference in area. Hello to all the lovely people over on YouTube. Hi, y'all. What do you think of anti-theist like Hitchens? I think Hitchens was a good rhetorist. So which makes him a really good debater for like formalized debate. I don't think Hitchens could have done. I don't know if Hitchens would have been any good like on TikTok or anything like that. But he was a really good rhetorist. Bob says, "Ooh, this guy," and I gotta say, "Ooh, look, guys, it's Bumbling Bob." Bumbling Bob, who likes to say half truths to the audience. So yeah, say hi to Bumbling Bob, everybody. Embarrassing. Auntie Theist is okay, but Uncle Theist is funny. Thank you so much, Matt Duke Music. Much appreciated. Bob shit. Bible Guy's #1 fanboy. That sounds about accurate. Yeah. Bob's a coward, everybody. Bob just crashes out. I literally just got done talking to Bob on another live where he crashed out. And guys, he loves to point out the fact that as he claims it, this is the funny thing. He claims it that, well, Jewish people thought Isaiah 53 was about the Messiah. What he failed to mention to the audience, because it's detrimental to his position, is that we don't have any Jewish works prior to the 2nd century that make the claim that Isaiah 53 is about the Messiah. So our first Jewish work that makes the claim that Isaiah 53 is about the Messiah is like 600 years after Deutero-Isaiah was written. Do you want to live in sin? If not, there's your answer. I don't think sin is a real thing. Sin is like breaking God's law, but if God doesn't exist, he doesn't have a law. And I can't break God's law. I can break man's law, but who cares whether or not I break the law of some ancient Israelite people group, right? Like, who gives a shit about breaking the law of ancient, like, Bronze Age peoples? But anyways, if you're a Christian and you'd like to come up and give me a reason why I should be a Christian, Come on up. Let's have a conversation. I promise I won't bite unless you ask me to. Scientifically, sin brings disease, death, problems, and really, Arky, I would love to see the scientific paper that you would present to me that actually talks about sin as being the origin of disease. Yeah, bring us that peer-reviewed scientific paper that makes that claim. In fact, be able to do it. Bob loves me. Yeah, he does love me. It's crazy. Silent Marketplace is at Bob. I strongly suspect that nobody here wishes to be any closer to you than they currently are. Facts. Anyone would demolish a low tier like you. That is true. That is true. Everyone demolishes Bob every time they go up on a panel. It's because all Bob can do is like crash out. The nature of sin brings those things through repeated action. We are programming ourselves. Yeah, give us the scientific evidence that sin has any kind of nature or that has any ontology. Go ahead. Ooh, this is an interesting comment over here, over on YouTube. Fantastic. University in the United States confirms discovery of abiogenesis, creating a fully living cell from common chemicals, a spud cell, creating daughter cells and transferring the DNA and consuming energy. Love that. Here, watch this, Bob. That was fun. Yo, can't stay long. What do you know of the Lex Minos graffiti? If you know of it, can't find much. If I'm not incorrect, the Lex Minos graffiti is the piece of graffiti that bears the image of Jesus with a donkey head. Let me take a look. Lex Minos graffiti. I'm pretty sure this is not the correct spelling is the problem. Let me see. Lex Minos graffiti. Christian. Aleximenos is the name. Yep, that's exactly what I thought it was. Yeah. So I'll show everyone. This is one of our oldest depictions of Jesus. Ever. Aleximenos graffiti. The Aleximenos graffito. Yeah, there it is. Open the image. And then let's see. So guys, this is our oldest depiction ever of Jesus. It's kind of hard to make out, but you can see right here a cross. Here we can see the cross right here. And then you can see what looks like a man with a horse or donkey head here. It is a donkey head. And then there's a man next to it offering up some sort of flower or something to the figure on the cross. And the Latin here is very rude and very rudimentary, but it says Aleximenos worships his God. Because apparently Aleximenos was a Christian who worshipped Jesus, and they drew a picture of Jesus with a donkey head in order to make fun of him. That is our oldest picture ever of Jesus anywhere. And it's from a non-Christian who is making fun of a Christian. He was hung like a horse. Damn, that's funny. Some people see evil as just what you see as bad, same as me, and with the people. If you know it's bad and continues, that is sin. The nature is up to interpretation to us, but objectively, God gives us a structure. That was a whole lot of nothing. And I'm gonna have to ask you to come up and explain yourself. Otherwise, that was just a whole bunch of nothing. Viking Chef the Stinks Dalton. Have a great night. I'll try jump on later, pal. Thank you, Viking Chef. We will be on for the next 3 hours until the deconstruction zone begins later tonight. So everyone, if you're a Christian, come on up. Let's have a conversation. Commandments are not good, Arky. The 10 Commandments are very, very bad. They're very, very naughty. I would love to talk to you about why I think the 10 Commandments are not good. Some of them are good. Some of them are very bad, though. Lathe, thank you for sharing the live. Ezekiel 23 verse 20. Jesus fulfilled the prophecy of Ezekiel 23 verse 20. And for anyone who doesn't know, it talks about someone there who has emissions like that of donkeys. I get the screen tapper. I'm going wild. I can see that. Thank you so much. Sin is up to us, and it's our living in sin that keeps us living. Sorry, I can't, but stay safe. So if sin is up to us, then guess what? I think that being in a same-sex relationship isn't sin. And I think that all the things that I do aren't sin. So I'm sinless. If sin is up to us, then I'm sinless. Thank you. Does free will correlate with a God or no? I think free will doesn't correlate with anything. I don't think that we have any evidence that free will is a real thing. I don't think free will could exist with or without a God. Agreed, yeah. Determinism is the only way. Well, the way we're able to be sinless in your way, your faith. Oh God, this Arky, these sentences, you need to read them before you press enter, because it doesn't make any sense. Well, the way, comma, we're able to be sinless in your way, your faith, that your being is aligning with your. That didn't mean anything. That was a whole lot of nothing. I feel like I'm having a stroke reading your comment. Thoughts. Make it so you're following God's law technically. My God, I'm definitely not following God's law. I do things that are very contrary to the law of God. I one time wore a thong, and according to the law of God, that is cross-dressing, and that is sin. It's perfectly legible. Well, it's legible, but not intelligent. Do you think the Adam and Eve tale was inspired by the Pandora's box tale? No, probably not. No, they just have a lot of similar, themes. I wear pants. Yeah, Lathe is sinful because she wears pants, which is a man's clothes, apparently. That's a mental image I didn't need. Well, now you have it. Sinless, how would you know unless you knew how to become forgiven? I'm sinless because I've never committed a sin. If sin is up to me, then I decide that the things that I've done aren't sin. And cotton blend. Oh my gosh, doubly sinful, Lathe. Everyone, make sure you're tapping that screen. And if you're on YouTube, make sure that you're dropping them super chats. That really does help the channel out. But Christians, where are you? Why aren't you coming up to talk about your faith? Australia scored. I'm assuming that you're referring to something in soccer. So I wouldn't know. Is Is the soccer thing still going on right now? Arky, it's funny, Arky, that you still haven't come up to talk. I feel like maybe you would make more sense if you just spoke what you were trying to say, and instead of just trying to type, because the typing is not working for you. I'm way behind on those replays though. Hey, much appreciated that you're watching the replays. Australia versus Egypt. I'm pretty sure Australia will be kinder to Egypt than Israel was. He just says keep sober mind and knows that you're collected. Well, that's the problem. If you're a Christian, you cannot be soberly minded. As long as your brain is on faith, you're not soberly minded. I get too annoyed to watch the stream replays because I want to talk shit in the chat. Fun fact, one of the reasons I came back from my 9 months hiatus from YouTube and TikTok was because I would be watching replays of of Justin's lives, and I get so pissed off. I was like, I just want to talk. I just want to say something. I want to debunk that point. That it got to me so much, I decided to come back to TikTok and start doing lives again. It's just part of us, Duncan. I feel seen. Love that. I agree with Dalton. Faith is the most confusing drug there is. Yeah. Faith is one hell of a drug. So hope in the unseen to you isn't real? If my grasp of reality is limited and I don't know there's a bathroom? I still don't understand what you're talking about, Arky. You can have hope in things that aren't real, but it is silly to believe in things that I don't have evidence for. Come on, Theus, here's your chance to clown Dalton. Get in the box. You think worship and praise is just drugs for deities? That's a nice little bit of lore, and it's part of the lore of a lot of different, like, I think it's what's it called? Clash of the Titans, that the gods survive off of the praise and worship of the human beings, and they grow weaker as the mortals lose their faith. I could think of a lore where the reason why God has become omnipotent is because he did a campaign to make his religion the #1 in the world. God gave spitting car and it's not working up now. We eat pasta and drink water for dinner. What? God have spitting car and it's not working up now. Said if something is there even when I don't know if it is, and I don't know, it doesn't mean sober, just means No, Arky, you're not sober-minded because your brain is on faith, which leads to a lot of problems with your thinking. I think I'm gonna do a restart because that restriction at the beginning of the live is really hurting the live. So I'm gonna do a quick restart, and hopefully that will get rid of the restriction, and we'll get some Christians in here who want to talk. So real quick. I need to get something to drink. All right, so I'm gonna be shooting something later today. Let's see. I'm gonna be shooting a reaction video to the David movie later today, and hopefully it'll be out in the next 2 weeks. Bob, you're definitely not reliable for telling me what's true. I would love my audience to hypothesize how Bob manages to get dressed in the morning. Do you think he has trouble tying his shoes? Isaac Jesus movie too? Yes, I'm gonna watch that movie as well. He uses Velcro. That's right. He probably does do the lazy Velcro trick. Atheist is a morality issue? No, theism is a morality issue. See, Bob, I can just say bullshit back at you. Bold of you to assume he puts on shoes. He wears Crocs because he's a crock of shit. That makes sense. No Ashlyn today? I think she's probably at work right now. He puts them on, they just go on the wrong feet and just wear slippers. Bob, this audience does not have a lot of faith in you.
Christians, come up and defend your faith.
Let's see. You ain't gonna end nothing, buddy. I'm gonna end nothing? When did I make the claim that I was gonna end something? I mean, every day I slowly but surely do end Christianity. Thank you for the galaxy, Noel operator. Super appreciated. Come on, it's almost the 4th. We need some grilling. I'm not here to force our God on anyone, but I hope you find him. It's blissful to not worry. I already don't worry. So what do I need your God for? If your God is going to help me not worry, well, I already do that. I think some of these people smell burnt toast. Why is everyone so pent up on Christianity lately? Maybe because Christianity does the most harm in America. I can have an actual condescension political plays. So long as you're decent, I'm decent. You don't have a definition of worry then? I do have a definition of worry. Here, I'll find you a definition. Let's see. Define worry. Worry refers to a state of mental distress, unease, or anxiety about a potential or anticipated future event. Yeah, I don't have that. So I'm good. Don't need your God if that's all your God does that. But it looks like we got a guest here. Political plays, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
It's he and him.
And question number 3, are you a Christian?
Yeah.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. Why should I be a Christian?
So, I was the one who posted in the comments, and so I came up here to have the conversation with you. I don't want to argue whether you should be a Christian, but I do want to argue with you whether or not you should believe in a God versus being an atheist. Would you be willing to have that conversation?
Sure.
Now, obviously, I do believe in the Christian God, but my argument is really for a God over nothing. I think I'll start here. As far as we have scientifically and the capabilities that we have scientifically and the theories that are the creation of our universe, I don't think it's that much more of a stretch to believe in a God, which would essentially just be a being that is not existing in your plane of existence. It would be a fourth dimensional, sixth dimensional being, whatever have you. I don't think that that's much of a stretch when it comes to the types of beliefs that you would have to have in order to believe the scientific way that the universe came about.
Well, the majority of physicists don't believe the universe had a beginning. So I don't need a being to cause the creation of the universe. I don't think the universe was created.
Yeah, so that's my issue, right? So I've looked into that, because you're right. The problem with that is they're all theories. Not a single person has any proof, and they all pretty much are essentially saying that they believe that the universe has simply always existed.
Well,
Now,
the reason
I don't think that.
the reason
Oh,
we
sure,
say
go
the
ahead.
universe has always existed is because no one's given us any really good evidence for it having a beginning. Also, a theory in the scientific sense is something that is basically demonstrable. It's proven, like gravity or germ theory or atomic theory. Those are
Yeah,
all theories.
I'm not that guy. Yeah, I'm not that guy. I'm not the person who's going to sit here and, deny the theory of gravity. I understand what a scientific theory is, but when I say theories on the actual creation of the universe, or rather the universe simply always existing, these aren't like gravity. These aren't the same types of theories as gravity. Like, these are literal, like, they're talking about quarks at this point, and which again, we're talking subatomic particles that people are barely even able to see or understand. We're talking, tens and tens and tens of billions of years before the Big Bang, places that we can't even scientifically see, even if we wanted to. So that's my biggest problem. Like, you would essentially have to believe this, right? You would essentially have to believe that either A, the universe has always existed, which, by the way, everything that we can see had an origin. Other than the universe, right? If you want to say that it always existed, everything that we can see other than the universe or space as we know it has had an origin. So we have no evidence other than that theory.
Not technically. Like
Give me an example.
Like a chair might have like a beginning as far as it being a chair, but the chair was made out of existing materials. And with being a tree, and the tree might have a starting point, but the tree also was made out of existing materials. It's just existing materials being rearranged in all different kinds of ways, either naturally or artificially. And I would say that the universe is no different. Like, the universe's origin point is just it being like rearranged from existing materials in some sort of naturalistic way. I would just say that until someone can give me a reason to think the universe has a beginning, the default position is to lack belief in the beginning of the universe.
So I get what you're saying, like, logically on its face. I understand what you're saying. I definitely wasn't speaking about the closed system, like Earth, right? I get the tree, I get the chair, I get the tree, I get the seed. But I'm talking about, like, even if you wanted to, look at, the closest galaxy that's near us, right, or the closest solar system that we can observe, it had an origin that is not where it is. I mean, the closest star, our current solar system, our sun had an origin, and it wasn't the current state of its, current existence, as you well know. And even if we go all the way back to the Big Bang, right, whatever expanded, exploded, whatever word you'd like to use, that mass itself, I imagine, also had an origin, and then its materials probably had another origin. So the thing that makes me believe, because when I say this to you, I'm not like a Bible thumping Christian. I'm a logical individual. Okay, really, like, that's how I am. The further back you go, it doesn't get more complex; it gets simpler. Everything that we can see, the further back you go, the more simple it becomes. It doesn't become more complex. Like, the further ahead we go, right, we get stars, we get galaxies, we get, star formations, we get all of these things. The Earth goes from a dead rock to, being able to sustain the life that it can today. So I think that with that, I think it would only be reasonable to assume that at some point there was essentially nothing.
Whoa, I don't even think nothing is logical to it. I don't think you can possibly have a nothing. For nothing to exist, I mean, nothing. Even saying nothing existed is a contradiction in terms. I deny that nothing could ever exist.
So so I get what you're saying also, right? So my problem with that is like, so let's agree, right? And I do agree, by the way. Nothing being existent is pretty difficult to imagine unless you do believe in a God. I'll remove my bias from here to meet you, right? Nothing being impossible to exist. Well, in order to have had that something to have existed in the first place, you would have had something like, you can't just auto exist. Like, we have observed nothing that just simply has the ability to auto exist and stay in existence on its own accord.
Well, no, the exact opposite. We have observed only that things exist. We've never observed something that like came into being from nothing. Therefore, I'm inclined to believe that there was never nothing and always something, and I don't have evidence of a supernature. I only have evidence of nature. Therefore, I'm just inclined to believe that nature always existed in one form or another.
Okay. Well, I won't go into a circular argument with you because I'm not here to argue. I'm just putting forth my belief. Let me ask you this then, right? Because I don't want to beat that into the ground. The biggest secondary reason, that's my primary reason. And again, I don't want to force my bias on you. I've got your opinion on that. My second reason is, I mean, the impossibility of me and you even having this conversation. I mean, there are just so many things that have to happen, that could have happened to stop us from having this conversation. I mean, we could talk about the size of our planet, the level of gravity that we have, the type of sun that we have, the distance that our Earth is, the composition of our atmosphere. I mean, the evolution. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could go on and on and on and on and on.
I think you might have used the wrong term there. You said impossible, but it's not impossible. It's quite literally possible. I think you're being improbable, but
I was being hyperbolic.
I also don't think it's improbable because I'm a determinist, and I think that this was always bound to happen because of cause and effect.
Yeah, so I was being hyperbolic. Let me restate, because I'm not trying to lie to you. Yes, it's obviously not impossible because me and you are here having this conversation. But my point is that statistically, I mean, I think the fun one, I think it is that I'm more likely to win the Mega Millions lottery every single minute of every single day for the rest of my entire life than we are to be in existence. It's something crazy like that. Well, so it's literally one in quintillions and quintillions. Like
the likelihood of us existing is 100%.
No, it's where do you get that? If that's the case, then every planet we would look at would have life.
The fact that we do exist, we exist. The fact that human beings exist is 100%.
I mean, life.
We do exist.
I mean, life in general.
Oh, I mean, think about how many planets there are. I mean, there's like 8 planets in our solar system, and then on top of that, there's like how many stars? Billions of stars just in the Milky Way. Many of them probably have planets with Goldilocks zones, and then that's just one galaxy amongst billions upon trillions. There's probably 600 sextillion galaxies out there with many more planets. I think the likelihood of life arising, because it's not that difficult, is very high.
So I guess this is where I would disagree with you, really, because just what I've seen from people who stare at the sky all day long, NASA's never, and all of the planets they looked at, they've never seen any planet that they even think that could sustain life. There are a few possibilities, but do you know other than that, like, there's nothing.
You know how many planets we looked at?
I mean, in comparison to the amount that are there, probably a minuscule amount for sure.
Yeah, it would be like going out to the ocean and taking a glass cup, dipping it into the water and going, yep, no whales out there.
That's a great analogy. That's fair. That's fair. Well, look, man, I didn't think I'd convince you, but I guess the biggest reason for me and anybody who is a Christian, because like most people come up here and I imagine they beat the Bible over your head, and I think that's just ridiculous. I guess for any person who's like this, I just come from a place of, I don't think that there's any definitive evidence, and I've tried my best to search. I'm not going to pretend that I'm a scientist, you know what I'm saying? But I've read as many things as I can. I've looked at as many, lectures and podcasts as I can. I've never seen any scientist give full definitive proof that our universe has simply always existed, or our universe came into existence of its own accord. And I think that if neither one of those things are 100% true, you cannot rule out a being that potentially exists in a different plane than you do.
Well, I mean, the default position is just the always existing one. That was the default position.
You, what do you? I mean, what do you mean by just default position?
It's the one you have to. It's the one you just automatically fall back on until you are able to get evidence for anything else. So like we know that things
I get you.
we know that things do exist, and we have never been given any evidence that something could come from nothing. And I don't have any evidence of the supernatural. I only have evidence of nature. Therefore, I'm just inclined to think that nature has always existed, and that's the default position until someone gives me evidence that either a being responsible for making universes exists or that the universe itself came into existence at one point. Otherwise, I just have to believe that it's always existed. That's just the default.
Yeah, and on that, I think we would just have to agree to disagree. But I appreciate your conversation, and yeah, thanks for having me out.
All right. Well, you know what? That was a good conversation. Better than what we usually get. All right. Salamander. Salamander, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He?
And are you a Christian?
No.
You're not?
No.
What does the prompt above my head say?
Why should I be Christian? But I see also that you're saying I'm an atheist and you made some claims which I would actually challenge.
Sure. What brand of theism do you belong to?
Let's keep it there. I'm just an theist.
Muslim?
No.
So what kind of theist are you?
I said let's leave it just there. I believe in a higher power. That's
Yeah.
it.
Does your higher power have a name?
No.
So just to be clear, would you be willing to deny right here that Jesus is the Messiah?
No.
So you think that he is the Messiah?
My point is I won't make any claims when it comes to religion. I'm just an
No,
theist. And I want
no.
to challenge your position.
No, I have to know what you are first.
Why?
Because I feel like you're trying to run away from some burden of proof.
No.
If you're not afraid to tell me, if you're not afraid of your religion, just tell me what you are.
The point is,
Here.
you made the claim before. You made the claim about
I haven't made a claim yet.
no before in the stream. You made multiple claims.
Well, no, we're talking. This is a new conversation. So
Yes.
the only things I've said here is I'm an atheist. So I've made a claim that I'm an atheist. It's true. I lack belief in your God. And the other thing is a question.
No,
Why should I
generally in a
be
god, not specific
Christian?
only in my god.
Yeah, I don't believe in your God or any gods. I've not been
Exactly.
convinced yet. That's the only thing that's a claim about is my mental state. And the only way I can prove to you my mental state is by telling you what I believe. Now, which God do you believe in?
Like I said, I believe
Here.
in a god, and that's
Okay,
it.
would you be willing to deny or affirm the proposition that Jesus is the Messiah? We won't have this conversation until I know what you are.
I believe in a creator.
And that creator's
Let's
name
put it there.
is nope. I'm getting strong Muslim vibes because generally the people who are most afraid to tell me their religion are Muslims.
I'm not
So,
afraid.
If I told you that Muhammad was a pedophile, what would you say about that?
Couldn't care less.
So you would affirm that Muhammad is a pedophile?
Neither, like before.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Would you deny that Muhammad was a pedophile?
You asked me before, do I believe in
Salamander,
if Jesus is the Messiah?
Here, Salamander.
And I said I don't take a position. And
I'll
here
make-
you asked me,
Here.
how would I?
Here, Salamander. I'll make this very clear. This is the last chance I'll give you. You will tell me which God you believe in right now, or I'll move on to someone who isn't dodgy. So, which God do you believe in? This is your last chance.
Keep running, boy.
All right. You're the only one who's running. In fact, I'm giving you an honorary for not claiming a god. All right. We got a runner. Everyone put some runners in the comment section for Salamander. Slippery Salamander. R Are you at least 18 years old?
No, but can I debate?
No. You're not 18 years old, you don't get to talk to me. Maybe Salamander will brave up now and tell us what his god is. Salamander? You gonna
Where
tell us
am I?
Wait,
I'm still here.
you're running away if you don't tell me what your god is. That will be because I already told you if you don't tell me what your god is, I will drop you. So you refusing to tell me what your god is tells me that you want to be dropped. So you either tell me what your god who your god is, or I will drop you. So, which god do you worship? Are you a deist? Do you just have a generic god belief, or do you affirm a particular deity?
Did you hear me?
I didn't hear you.
I don't know why I was muted. I had
Please-
to actually again.
So that I
correct
can
it.
actually, so I could get the question out. What god do you
I'm a
worship?
deist, like I said before.
You're a deist?
Yes.
All right. So you deny that any of the gods of other religions is the god that exists.
No, that doesn't necessarily follow. It's just I don't take a position. Maybe they are true, maybe not.
I think you're a
I
coward.
don't
but
take a specific position when
I-
it comes to God. How hard is it to
Anyways,
understand?
I'll humor you. I think you're a coward, but I'll humor you.
Absolutely. And look how long I'm running.
Why should I believe in your god?
That's my point. I'm not gonna talk about that. I wanted to ask you about some claims which you made before.
My god.
Why are you running?
What claim did I make that you would like to address?
Multiple. So first you said you might have the position that this universe is actually eternal.
Yeah, because no one's given me a reason to think it has a beginning.
Okay, how can you reach now when the past is infinite?
Yeah, B theory of time. All moments in time are purely actual.
Yeah, actually no. That
Here,
doesn't follow.
Solomon-
We
Salamander, I'm going to need you to take your attitude from a 10 to a 5. So, no, you need to be respectful if you want to stay on this panel. None of that stuff. You're going to act like an adult when you're going to talk to me. So anyways, yeah, B theory of time is good enough for me to explain like how we get to the present because you don't have to traverse an infinite.
And you believe also that you don't have any faith at all?
Yeah, I don't have faith. Faith is belief without evidence.
So you know that the future will behave the same like the past?
The future will behave the same as the past? What does that even mean?
For you to use even science to get even to some facts, because apparently you don't have any type of faith, you have to believe first that the future will behave the same like the past.
When you say that the future will behave the same, what exactly do you mean? Like that events will carry out the same way?
No. Okay, for you, like I said, in the example of using even science, your position is that these things which you're observing, they will behave the same in the future like in the past.
I have high confidence. I don't have absolute knowledge. I have high confidence based on the fact
that is
gravity,
faith.
That's not faith. Faith is belief without
that
evidence.
That is faith because you don't know.
No, faith is belief without evidence. I have evidence.
No, okay, then we don't agree even what faith is.
Yeah, that's the problem. Faith is belief without evidence. That's what we mean when we use the word faith here on this channel. Anything else?
Okay, then I don't agree with you.
All right, now what?
Would you claim that atheists are more moral than other people?
Yeah,
I don't know generally.
I will say this: I'm more moral than a Christian. Yeah.
How can you be more moral when there is no objective morality?
No one
based on your worldview.
No one has objective morality, not even Christians.
This is your belief, and based on your belief, how can you be more moral?
My standard for morality is fairness and well-being, and if someone is less conducive,
there is no fairness.
Yes, there is.
Based on your worldview, there can't be fairness. This is just terms which you use. They are all subjective.
Salamander, It is fairness is an objective standard, not
No.
subjective. Yes. For example, are you saying it's just subjective that it would be fair if I had a loaf of bread and I divided it equally among two people? That would not be fair objectively.
You already assumed that that would be fair if you divide it. No, there is no. Look, you take some values. Let me explain it to you. You take some values.
What do you think the word fair means?
Based on your worldview, there is no fairness and there is no morality, objective morality.
Salamander, chill out. Chill out. What do you think the word fair means? What do you think the word fair means?
I don't know. Are you keep muting me or what is going on?
It's the only way I can ask a question. It's just to mute you, apparently.
Okay.
What do you think the word fair means?
Worldview, there is no objective fairness.
You don't get to tell me what my worldview says. What do you think the word fair is?
Yes, I am, because
No.
you're making claims which.
What do you think the word fair means? Hello?
Stop muting me.
It's the only way I can get a question in. It's the only way I can get you to actually answer my questions.
You want me to give you a specific
Yes,
answer,
I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me what you think the word. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. I need you to tell me what you think the word fair means. Words have definitions. That's how we communicate with one another. So I need you to tell me.
You have to define it. You're claiming
Wait. You're telling me.
morally.
You're telling me, Salamander, that there is no fairness in my worldview, but you don't know what the word fair means?
Stop muting me.
Stop muting me.
Oh my gosh. Do you hear me now?
Stop muting me. Can you hear me now?
Anyways, you're
Said
telling
the
me,
Rana.
so you're telling me that I don't have fairness in my worldview, but you can't tell me what fairness even is. So how do you know?
No.
If you don't know what fairness is, how can you tell me that I can't have it in my world?
I said you don't have objective fairness. It's always based on some principle.
What do you think the word objective?
Subjective.
Then maybe I need to ask you for the definition of objective.
Keep
then.
running, boy.
What do you think the word objective means?
Keep running. Oh my.
I'm not running. I'm staying right here. I'm just holding.
You're
your
absolutely.
Feet. I'm holding your feet to the fire.
He's still muting me.
What do you think the word objective means?
Independent of the subject. It's universally true.
All right. Okay. Now, if two people were equally hungry, would it be objectively true that giving them the same amount of bread would be fair and equal?
Based on which principle?
Based on math.
And you choose that based on what? Your subjective.
You don't choose to math. Math is
yes.
Math is about
because I can.
Nope. The bread objectively exists in reality. It has an objective amount of quantity, and then you can objectively like slice it into two and get equal parts, and then you can objectively give those parts to two other individuals.
Like I said, you're already based on what?
Based on
Again, what did we
On
say before?
What did you say before?
Dude, for real, man.
For real now.
Just,
This is.
you have
You have
nothing,
nothing objective.
Yeah, keep
Yeah,
running,
keep
boy.
running, boy. Yeah.
So the only one here running is the one who refuses to actually engage with the questions that are being asked of him.
That's the guy who
So-
keeps muting.
Anyways, we've gotten through 10 minutes of this, and all you keep doing is acting like a child, like a slippery little salamander. So I think we're just gonna move on. But thank you for nothing, I guess. A whole bunch of nothing.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, buddy.
I so desperately wanted to tell that guy, your claim that God is the orator of objective morality is a subjective claim. Your entire worldview is just you saying this shit is true. When religious mythologists try to make the suggestion that atheists don't have an objective standard for morality, they are correct, and neither do they.
Yeah. Nick.
Also, it's just his behavior too.
Oh yeah, yeah. He acted like a baby the whole time.
How many times did you ask him, what does fair mean? Simple question.
Like 6
You gave an
times, probably.
example.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Nick, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I am.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He.
And are you a Christian?
I am.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. Why should I be a Christian?
So is it okay if I flip this question and ask, why would you not like to be a Christian?
Well, it's not about like, it's not about want and desire. Beliefs aren't things that we choose. We're either convinced that something is true, in which case we'll believe in it, or we're not convinced, in which case we can't believe in it. And I'm not convinced of Christianity's truth and its fullness, so I can't believe in it, even if I wanted to. So I just need reasons to be a Christian in order to be a Christian.
Okay. So what do you think happens when you die?
As far as I can
Nothing,
tell,
right?
based on the available evidence, nothing.
Okay. So right now you're weighing the options between, well, not weighing the options,
Is
but
this Pascal's wager? Don't do it. Don't do it.
no, it's not.
Okay, good.
I just want to talk about something you said before. Like you were saying how you have no faith, but I think you do have faith. It's
And
just in something different.
what do I have faith in? Let me know and I'll stop having
You
faith in it.
you have faith that there's nothing.
Oh no,
So
no, that's what the evidence leads to. It's not faith. Faith is belief without evidence. All the evidence seems to lead me to believe that there will be nothing.
okay, well, there's no, even to today, there's no 100% certain you know there's nothing.
Oh, I never made the
And
claim of 100% certainty. It's not either 100% for certainty or faith. It's like faith, which is belief without any evidence, and then you can have a certain level of belief based on evidence, and that belief level can have like different like levels to it. Like I can have low confidence in something, or high confidence or something, or absolute knowledge in something. The only thing I have absolute knowledge in is that I exist. And then when it comes to the idea that, as far as I can tell, when I die, nothing will happen, I have a high confidence in that based on the available data, but I don't have faith in it, which is belief without evidence.
okay, but so you understand that there is, like, you're okay with, okay, there is a chance that there may be a God, and there's a
Yeah.
chance that there may not be a God, right?
There could be. I would just
There's a
need-
chance that
Yeah, I would just
there's a
need-
chance that Odin is real and he's super mad that you're worshiping the wrong god.
Yeah, I would just need evidence to suggest that said God does exist.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna like come on here like the last guy, and I'm just like, I don't have like these crazy amount of evidence to point towards us being a God. Just from my experience as someone who lives every day, I just feel like the world is evidence, and everything around us is evidence of a God. I mean,
How?
just looking at the human body, how amazing it is.
The human
You know,
body is
sometimes-
actually evidence against God.
Yeah, all you're saying is look at evolution. Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
the body is
evolution
so poorly put together. It would lead me to believe
is
that it's
poorly
not
put
designed.
together.
Yes. Like look at this. You see this? I
Yeah.
cannot read the screen without wearing these because my eyes failed and gave out. I have
Well, they weren't originally.
yeah, but a perfect design wouldn't give out. It would continue to run efficiently, but because it's just the byproduct of evolution and it's just put together sloppily, they fail. Also, there are tons of these wires crossing my eye right now, and the only way that I can see is by my brain hallucinating the peripheral vision in order to make up for that loss of information. I have a pipe here that I breathe out of, but the thing is I also eat and drink out of it, and if I do both wrong at the same time, I will choke and die. As a man, the most famous example of really bad design in me is the fact that my gonads are on the outside of my body, where they are very susceptible to punishment and pain and harm, as opposed to other animals which have their gonads on the inside, in which case they're less susceptible to pain and punishment and
Okay.
injury.
Well, I'm gonna look at it from a different perspective. I'm grateful for how my body was made. So, anyway,
Are you
so
are
you
you
believe?
are you grateful that if you stand out in the sun too long, you will get sun cancer?
If I stand out in the sun for too long, I'll get sun cancer. I mean, like, depends how long I'm out there.
Also, just cancer in general is literally the body eating itself and destroying itself. That doesn't sound like a very good design.
Okay. Next topic I would like to talk about. So you think we came from a single cell organism?
Yeah, that's the default
And
position. That's the default position. Because
okay.
this fact that the supernatural has never been demonstrated to me, the only and that I do know that nature does exist. The only viable explanation for the origin of life is going to be a natural origin, not a supernatural origin.
So, like, you think we came from amphibians?
The language that you use is so telling. You think we accept the evidence of. So very clearly, evolution is the most well-substantiated scientific theory of all time.
Yeah,
It is
but
the
also,
foundation for everything we know about biology.
In
mind
fact,
you,
Nick,
it's it. Sorry.
Nick, it's your lucky day. In fact, because the lady above you, her name is Scientific Snitch, and she actually does have like a background in this specific field of study, and she can answer any question you might have about evolution.
Okay. Well, mind you, the theory doesn't mean it's 100% true.
Nothing.
Please.
So that's the first part. Is science doesn't really concern itself with proof; it concerns itself with evidence, and a
Okay.
hypothesis is what you refer to when you're talking about something that doesn't have sufficient evidence, but you believe it's likely. A theory is something that has sufficient evidence, and based on the current evidence, it is likely, and it's based off of observations, which are facts,
Yeah.
and experimentation, which can provide that evidence. And so when you have repeatable and reliable evidence, as well as facts, otherwise known as observations, and then you make a explanation of what is going on with all of that evidence and that observation, you get a theory. When it comes to the actual hypothesis, that's what you're referring to as the quote unquote colloquial theory. That doesn't make your definition true, it just makes you wrong.
Like, in really simple terms, scientific theories are not hypotheses or guesses. They are not speculation. They are based in facts and evidence, and they don't graduate to anything higher. The theory of gravity will always be the theory of gravity. And even though we might learn more about gravitational pull in different ways in different parts of the universe, and we might expand that theory, it will never graduate from the theory of gravity. It will always be a theory. Or based in you use the language to suggest that these are guesses. They're not.
Also, I just wanted to mention this because you mentioned this earlier, is that we didn't come from lizards or amphibians. We didn't come from them. We came from a common ancestor that branched off from an amphibian. So many, many, many millions of years ago, there was a common ancestor that branched off that had a common trait with mammals. And then that ancestor branched off and had a common trait again with mammals, and then another trait, and another trait, and another trait. And that accrued the commonality of traits that eventually came to what we define as a mammal today. So, for example, specifically referring to this, the diaphragm was an evolved trait in what would have looked like an amphibious reptilian type animal. Like, it looked like that, but it had a diaphragm, which is a mammalian trait. And then over time, that continued to add on. You had fur, you had warm blood, you had specific traits that are known to be attributed to mammals, and those got added on over time. That's why we see mammals today, like the platypus, which don't necessarily give live birth. And they don't fit all of the qualifications of what makes a mammal, but they're mostly a mammal. Go ahead.
Just like some food for thought here. coming from all or using all these animals come from a common ancestor, how come the human brain is so much more intelligent than any other species?
It's really not. So we
It's
can't
not.
It's
communicate.
not.
No, so we can't communicate with
We are the
others.
superior
Sir,
species.
sir, please.
Don't make a claim, and then you have to let Scientific Snitch answer your claim.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so we can't communicate with other great apes in the same way that dolphins can communicate with pilot whales. So in that way, actually, dolphins have a speed out because they can communicate cross species lines. So humans can't do that, and dolphins can. Another example would be a water bear being able to survive in conditions that we can't survive in. This is an animal that is significantly more complex on that standpoint than us.
Wait, what environment can we survive in?
Oh, it can literally survive in space. Like it has
Wait,
special
which animal is
proteins
this?
that, yeah, tardigrades.
Wait, sorry, I couldn't hear you. What was that?
Tardigrades.
Tardigrades?
Tardigrades.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
What is so because of evolution, there is going to be a species that is the most blank. There's going to be a species that is the most intelligent. There's going to be a species that has the best eyesight. There's going to be a species that is the fastest. There's going to be a species that excels in some way. That is exactly what we would expect to see in evolution. So the fact that humans are just the most intelligent thing on planet Earth doesn't mean that other things are not intelligent. And it's also like, what does that prove? Of course, there's going to be an animal that is the most whatever.
I also just wanted to add in that intelligence is something we subjectively view to be intelligent. I would argue that dolphins are more intelligent than human beings because they're able to communicate between species, which is something that we can't even do. And because communication comes from your brain, the ability to communicate, I would argue that they are more intelligent in that aspect. Then as far as like mantis shrimp go, mantis shrimp can see more colors than human beings. And so that area of their brain is more complex than our area of the brain that is responsible for interpreting color, et cetera, et cetera. So like, what are you talking about, dude? You're wrong.
We are not the strongest. We are not the fastest. We don't have the best eyesight. We don't have the best jaw strength. Like, what is the point of what you're saying? I think that a lot of religious mythologists seem to think that if they are critical and they attack science and what we understand about reality, that will somehow get them closer to mythology being true. It won't. You could discredit every single thing that we know and have learned about reality and not be 1 millimeter closer to demonstrating that a sorcerer spoke it into existence.
Okay. Well, I believe in evolution. I think it is real.
Clearly you don't.
You don't sound like you do.
Well, I believe that species evolved, but I don't believe that humans were involved in that. I think humans were created separately.
But
So actually, I have evidence for that.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
say that again?
so I have evidence for that specific claim.
Okay.
So if you look up, there's a few different studies that you can go through on my page. So I have a Google Doc with all of my sources cited by title and link, so you can go to these studies specifically. So go to the link in bio, scroll down, it says sources for discussion. It's just a Google Doc with a bunch of studies attached. Now, there are endogenous retroviruses which are matched and aligned with other great apes. Endogenous retroviruses are stagnant in our genome because if they weren't stagnant, they would be deleterious to our survival. So we share over 200 endogenous retroviruses with other great apes, whereas we don't share the same number of retroviruses with other species. That's one piece of evidence. Second piece of evidence is we literally have the fusion sites and the specific breakpoints in which the extra chromosome in other great apes have fused together to make our one less chromosome when compared to chimpanzees and other great apes. So if you go down a little bit more, Dalton, a little bit lower, a little lower, a little lower. It is right there. So slightly higher. Right there. Wait, nope. You just passed it. Slightly lower. Right there. So genomic structure and paralogous regions of the inversion breakpoint. Those are the scar points that I was referring to in the chromosomes. Genomic structure and evolution of the ancestral chromosomes. All three of those studies there are all evidence of this. So these are direct evidence, pieces of evidence that demonstrate that we came from other great apes.
Yeah, you can find all this information for free. You just got to, what you got to do is you go to Scientific Snitches TikTok account, everyone. Go down to the link tree, scroll all the way down to sources for discussion, and you'll find all these sources and many, many more.
Okay, well, thank you for that information. Definitely something I would like to look into. And again, like, I'm not totally honed in on like atheism is bad and you can't be doing this, but just from my perspective, like, I'm gonna choose the life of Christianity just because of how it makes me feel, and I feel like it's a brighter
so you don't-
life.
What I get from that is you don't care about what's true. You only care
Yeah.
about what makes you feel good. I'm not the kind of person. I don't care
Okay.
about what makes me feel good. I only care about what's true.
We can finish what I was saying.
Sure, but
Um,
it's not a good start to the sentence.
Okay. Well, anyway, as I was saying, I believe at the end of the day, choosing Christianity would lead to a more fulfilling life for me, a more brighter life. And at the end of the day, the morals and the concepts I'm learning from the Bible, I feel ultimately improve my lifestyle.
All right, well,
Cool.
let's go into
Can you
that
provide-
then. What
Yeah,
about the-
what is your evidence that Christians live a better lifestyle?
Yeah. I talk to a lot
They're-
of Christians who come on this app who are morally repugnant, and they are morally repugnant because of their beliefs in the Bible. They will tell me that it is okay to own slaves, that women should be considered property of men, and that sometimes it is acceptable for innocent women to be raped because the Bible says so.
The Bible says that.
Yes. Like, for example,
Sure does.
slavery. Leviticus 25 tells you that you are allowed to go out and get slaves from among the nations and to own them as property, pass them on to your kids. It says in the 10 Commandments that a woman is considered the property of a man because it lists her along with a man's house, his slaves, and his livestock as things that he owns. And then, of course, in 2 Samuel 12, God punishes David by having his innocent wives raped by Absalom.
I'd also argue that I have a pretty good lifestyle. I'm very healthy and moral. And I'm
Yeah,
like
pleased.
when Christians talk about like, oh, that I'm going to live by Christian values. There are no Christian values. You're a regressive, violent group of people that choose nonsense in favor of reality. You are objectively the worst behaved in every category. You don't die in less car accidents or get divorced any less than anyone else. Like when you say that you just feel like it's going to lead you to a better lifestyle, what is compelling you to believe that?
Well, at least the teachings that I know, what in the Bible teaches me to be bad, to have a good lifestyle.
Dalton just named things. It tells you to treat women badly, to treat people of color badly. It tells you to treat queer people badly.
People of color badly and treat women badly.
Yeah, okay.
What's
so
that?
It didn't say women badly.
Well, do you think it's
Yeah.
do you think it's bad to tell a woman that she's property?
Is it bad to tell a woman that she's property?
Yeah.
In today's society, I wouldn't say that to a woman.
Ever?
Would you have said it ever?
Yeah. Is it ever okay
No.
to put a woman
personally, I
in the
wouldn't say
same
that.
category as the property that you own?
No,
Do you think the 10 Commandments are good?
but the Bible doesn't tell me. The 10 Commandments are good, yes.
What is the 10th commandment?
Is there something wrong with me living a
Wait,
life?
What
Is there
the,
something wrong
what is the
with me
10th
living life?
What is the 10th commandment?
You shall. I don't know the 10th commandment. I
You
know
sh-
some of them, but I don't know exactly.
You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, male or female slave, ox, donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. So it gives us a list of things: house, wife, male and female slave, ox, donkey, and then which is all these things are things that belong to your neighbor. It positions a woman as being the same category of thing as a house or a slave or a livestock, property. That's not good.
Okay.
So the 10th commandment,
But
no bueno.
what? Okay, well, it's telling you shall not, so you should not
But it's
covet your
why
neighbor.
does
So
why
I'm
do,
not going to covet my neighbor.
well no, you also shouldn't have a list of things that are property and then include your wife as being one of those pieces of property.
Okay, well, that's like not what it's saying. It's saying you shall not. I'm going to live my life reading.
shall-
Okay, you shall not covet your neighbor. So I'm
you
not
shall-
going to covet my neighbor. I don't.
No, covet. Shall not covet. Covet your neighbors.
Covet your neighbor.
And it lists a bunch of things. What does house, slaves, and livestock have in common?
What does house, slave, and lifestyle have in common?
Yeah. I'll give you a
I
hint.
don't know.
It's right here.
Okay.
So what does it have in common?
A slave is someone that belongs to your neighbor.
All right, it's property. A slave is property, right?
Yes.
Is a livestock property?
Yes.
Is a house property?
Yes.
Is the woman property?
Yes. It's what it says in there.
All right, that's wrong. You shouldn't be listing
And
off
it-
a woman as being one of the pieces of property owned by a man.
And is that good? Is this a good rule that you should live your very good lifestyle by? Or is this a bad and shitty rule that treats women like property and suggests that slavery is okay?
Well, it's showing how woman at this time period was property, but it's saying you shall not covet your neighbor.
But this is supposed to be coming from an all-knowing God who should know better than, like, is your God like someone whose morality changes based on what time period he lives in?
But also looking at
Well,
Adam and Eve and how
well,
they were
wait,
created.
wait,
Eve
wait,
was
wait.
created from.
Wait, don't
Well,
run into the next thing. I asked you a question.
I was gonna use it, but what was the question? Sorry.
The question is your God's morality like limited to the time when he lives? Like, is
No.
God's morality going to be reflective of like the time period, or is it an all-knowing God who should already know that it's wrong to position a woman as being property?
It does not reflect the time period. No.
And yet he says that women are property to the Israelites.
Okay. Can I just I just want to make a connection here.
Yeah, what are you going to say about Adam and Eve? Because
In Genesis,
yeah, we're about to go to Genesis.
in Adam and Eve, Eve was created from Adam's rib.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's biologically inaccurate too.
Yeah, you know that's crazy, right?
But let's
Okay,
set
well,
aside,
Yes.
let's set aside the fact that this is mythology. So what?
And
So the word, I could see the word property being such as a man, which is Adam, a woman, Eve, was created from his rib.
So
uh-huh.
Being part of him.
And
Being part of him.
but like are you trying to justify that Eve is his property because she's made out of his rib?
No, I was just making a connection where
Which
I could
is
see where that's coming
inaccurate
from.
anyways.
Like it kind of sounds like you're just defending the biblical use of language that suggests that women are property.
like, listen,
And it was bad then. Like obviously it's not moral today, but even when people treated women like property, it was still immoral.
yeah,
It was still bad then.
it would be wrong for me to say that my child is my property, even though it's made out of my sperm and my wife's egg. Even though it's made from parts of our body, it would be wrong for us to say that the child is my property, because the child is not my property.
Also,
So still biologically inaccurate.
What Bible is this that you have up? Is this a Bible that you have up?
Yep. New
And
Revised
what is
Standard
it?
Version Updated Edition, but it doesn't matter which
What's
one
the-
I choose from. I can
What's
just go
the
back
translation?
to the New Revised Standard Version Updated Edition, but I could go to the original Hebrew if we really need to.
Because I don't know if the word property is the correct term that is used.
Well, the word property isn't used in Exodus 20 verse 17, but it lists things that belong to your neighbor. That's what property is.
Listen, but the Bible is filled with, you know, if you
Wait,
rape
wait.
someone, you have to pay your father 50 shekels. The Bible's filled with women are property. They're something, when a man commits a sin, the God punishes his wives. It's still somehow a punishment for the man because he's hurting his property. Like, the Bible's very clear, women are property.
But if your neighbor has a wife and then you covet that neighbor, like, so like
You're overlooking the problem here.
Yeah, like you're just glazing past the language that it uses to talk about people as property. We're not saying that don't commit adultery is not a bad rule. We're saying don't commit adultery using language that makes it suggestive that it's a crime against him because she's just his property is
Can we not use the word
problematic.
property, because that's not the word used in the Bible.
What it says here is lo tachmod, you shall not covet beit re'echa, the house of your neighbor. Lo tachmod eshet re'echa, you shall not covet the woman of your neighbor. Ve'avdo, or his slave. Ve'amato, or his female slave. V'shoro, or his donkey. Or his ox. V'chamu, or his donkey. Ve'kol asher larecha, or all which belongs to your neighbor.
Oh.
So it lists house, woman, slaves, livestock. These are all things that are property according to this text. It's not
Okay.
right to refer to a woman as a property. Why is it that in the Bible, men have the right to divorce their wives, but wives are not given the same right?
Well, you know history, right? You know what the time
is God subject to history, or is God above history?
Well, when there's stories from the Bible of those time periods, that's what's going to be prevalent in those stories.
But this is God who's giving the commandment. Shouldn't God know better than to give commandments that are just like barbaric?
We weren't talking about the commandment. We were saying divorce. That's something different. That's another.
No,
that's like
Deuteronomy 24 is Yahweh telling the Israelites that a man can divorce his wife, but he never gives the same right to a woman.
Okay, Yahweh telling the Israelites in that time period.
Are God's morals subjective and relative, or is God?
Why do you keep saying for that time period?
Yeah, shouldn't God be the moral? Wouldn't God give morals that are like correct for all time period? Why is it that God is subjecting himself to the time period?
Okay, I mean, I don't know.
Maybe because it's not really God. Maybe this text doesn't come from a God. Maybe it comes from ancient Israelite men, and thus was written as a way of like supporting ancient Israelite men, which meant women didn't get the same rights.
Also, Christians treating women like crap because of what the Bible says, and also because of the whole history of Christianity is just one example. When you say that you think that, choosing this belief system is just going to give you a better lifestyle, I don't see what you see. Christians are violent and hateful. They're regressive. They hate science. They hate anything that involves, evidence. They actively work to prevent people from believing in true things like evolution. We have to correct your children when it comes to understanding reality, things like evolution, the Big Bang. We have to correct them morally when they behave badly. You've used the Bible to justify slavery for 400 years in one continent. Like, I don't know, when you say that it just gives you this lifestyle of what? Being a terrible, terrible person?
You're also generalizing Christianity, like
based on the general behavior of Christians. Yeah,
I don't speak for all Christians, but like I'm gonna be frank with you, like the Christian name has not been represented well, and I'm gonna say that straight up.
It's not being represented well right now.
I just noticed.
Yeah, Snitch.
Who is representing it poorly?
Wait. Snitch has to say something. Snitch?
I just noticed that like 3 people in the comments just mistook commandment for amendment. Like the amendments of the Constitution.
The 10 amendments. It's funny. But Nick, it's not just
Nick,
Christians.
You're right.
Christianity
has been represented badly.
Your book is the problem, Nick.
But by Christians and by the belief system. It's a bad book with bad ideologies that have led to bad people with bad behavior.
Looking at the book as a whole, you're gonna say it has bad ideologies.
Yes.
Very much so, yes.
Jesus
the two
is not the
Jesus is 1,000 pages.
Jesus is not the exception. It's not just 2. There's a lot more than that. Like for example, God has innocent women punished for things that they didn't do. Are you familiar with
punished horrifically?
Are you familiar with King David?
Yes.
Do you remember what King David did with Bathsheba and Uriah?
What he did with them?
Yeah, he slept with Bathsheba, and then to cover up his sin, he had her husband Uriah killed in battle. And do you remember what God's punishment to David was?
No.
He had David's wives raped.
It says that.
Yes.
Yep.
2 Samuel chapter 12. I'll pull it up on the screen. Let's see. 2 Samuel.
Innocent women.
Innocent women who did nothing wrong. Let's see. What here? It says here, and I quote, let me make it. There we go. Let's see. Thus says the Lord, I will raise up trouble against you from within your own house, and I will take your wives before your eyes and give them to your neighbor, and he shall lie with your wives in broad daylight. For you did it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and in broad daylight. And then we read on, the story goes on that Absalom, David's son, proceeds to violate and rape David's wives.
I have a question. Is this in the Old Testament?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because what does it say in Malachi 3:6? I, the Lord, do not change.
So when Jesus came in the New Testament, all the Old Testament laws have been forgotten.
Forgotten? Well, no, that's not what Jesus. That's not what
Wait,
Jesus.
so-
Also,
yeah.
this isn't a law. This is something that God just did. This isn't a law from the Old Testament. This is an action performed by God. This has nothing to do with the law of Moses.
Okay, well, anyway, as
Also,
Christians,
there
we
is
don't-
no new covenant. That's what Paul says, but Jesus never says that. And also, if you truly believe that, then throw away the 10 Commandments, because that's the Old Testament. Take the first 60% of the Bible and rip it out and just set it on fire because you don't follow that anymore.
This thing is.
Well, also,
I want you to read this Bible verse on the screen, the highlighted one. What does it say?
the Lord does not change.
Is this true?
Yeah.
God didn't change. God allowed for ladies to be raped in the Old Testament, and God doesn't change. So it's the same God in the New Testament, the same God who had women, innocent women, raped for something their husband did.
Okay.
What do you think is the best moral teaching from the Bible? What is the most loving, kind thing that the God character does or the Jesus character does? What is when you look at the totality of the Bible, yeah, I look at it and easily say this is a giant, immoral dumpster fire of crap. What do you see? What's the best moral teaching from the Bible?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to read off the 10 Commandments, but I could do that.
But the 10th Commandment's not good.
They are good.
They're not
actually.
good.
They
We just
tell
discussed
you.
them.
They tell you not to do those things.
And they presuppose slavery exists, and that's okay. And they presuppose
Okay,
that a
whatever,
woman
but
is
it tells
property.
you- It
Wait,
says
do you
do
think
not.
slavery's
Wait.
do you think slavery's good?
No.
The 10 Commandments. The
Also-
10 Commandments presuppose that you can just have slaves. Yes, Nitch?
Didn't he just say like 3 seconds ago that the Old Testament was forgotten?
Yeah.
So the best thing is the thing you said 30 seconds ago. Well done, Snitch.
Well,
Is
yeah,
out
so
the
it would be
door.
so
And
then-
also, to be clear, God gives you 10 rules to live your life by. There's like 600 laws, but he gives you 10 commandments. The first 4 are just me, 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 me. No other gods before me, no false idols, don't take my name in vain, and keep the Sabbath holy. So he gives you 10 rules to live by, and 4 of them are just make sure you worship me. Those are not moral laws. Those are not rules to help you live a better life. That's just a narcissist telling you to worship them. That's when you call the 10 Commandments like good rules to live by, 40% of them are just this God being narcissistic.
Okay.
Also, I didn't know if you were going to pick one of them, but there is very little in the Bible that is a good teaching. Something that tells you an actual moral lesson that is beneficial to yourself or to society, to humanity in general. None of them are original to the Bible.
I like
The concept of loving your fellow man or doing right by your neighbor or trying to help others where you can, all of these ideologies existed long before Christianity. So the very little good bits don't come from Christianity.
Let me ask it like this. What good thing is there in Christianity that I can't get outside of Christianity?
Well, a lot of things that are from outside all stem from the Bible.
Well, no, you can't demonstrate that.
I mean, it was one of like the first established.
It wasn't.
Code of
Hammurabi, much older than the Bible. So what good thing do you get in the Bible that I can't get outside of the Bible without all the bad stuff in the Bible? I have secular humanism, for example. I got all the good things you get, none of the bad shit.
Hammurabi, he's dead. Like Muhammad, he's dead.
So is Moses. Is Moses and Jesus.
Moses is dead, but
Moses
Jesus is
and
not
Jesus.
dead. He's alive.
Jesus is very much dead, my friend.
He's
Now,
alive. They didn't
again,
find
the
his
question
body.
I asked you though is not about who is alive and who's dead. What good thing can you get in the Bible that I can't have without all the bad shit?
If
You
he's
can
alive,
get
where is
anything
he?
without the Bible. You can get all those lessons outside of the Bible. Yeah.
So it looks
Cool.
so it looks like the conclusion of this is that I have no good reason to be a Christian, and you have no reason for me to be a Christian.
Okay.
And you have no reason for you to be a Christian, although you're welcome to it.
Well, again, like we get, like you said, there's evidence everywhere of certain things that you believe in, certain things that I believe in.
Well, there's no evidence for what you believe in, but yes.
Yeah. So
looking at my life as a whole, as my life, I see the stuff and I say,
well,
I'm
Nick,
gonna put my faith in
That's not
Christianity.
evidence.
Nick, it looks like after 36 minutes of us talking, we didn't get any bit closer to having a reason to believe in your God. But thank you for coming up, and you have a wonderful day. All right, and it looks like I got a super chat here. I got two super chats. One from @Unity Chaser with the $2. Love you, Bible guy. I love you too, Unity Chaser. And one from @Tracy, formerly Yantu, with the $4.99. Peggy is girthy, modeled after anyone we know. No comment. Anyways. Okay. I think we're gonna do a quick restart on TikTok so that we can get opposition in here. We've been live for an hour, so we're gonna do a quick restart. And I will see you all in just a quick moment. Yantu, what the hell? Oh man. Let's see. Yes, a second while we wait for all of them to come on in here. We so back. Everyone, make sure you're tapping that screen. Ahoy, hoy. Ahoy, Mark. TikTok L, YouTube W. Oh, come on. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. I mean, L to the TikTok app, but W to all the people on TikTok. Jake Does Atheist says, I've been having fun with the food down in the comments today. Glad to hear it. W TikTok says Colette. What happened? We did a restart. They don't want to come up though. We've had a couple of good Christians come up today. Overall, it's been pretty good TikTok day. St. Bruno says TikTok versus YouTube. No, we are all one community. We do not need to let them divide us. If Christianity goes away before you pass, will you just be the guy? I might have to learn new things and become like the Quran guy or something. We are Charlie Kirk, JK. Charlie Kirk was a lot more holier in death than he was in life. One hole in specific. All right. We got here, period. Are you at least 18 years old?
Hello.
Are you at least 18?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Are you an American?
No.
Canadian?
No. No, I'm just like from like the Slavic countries. I'm country.
All right. I'll allow it for now. What pronouns do you go by?
She, her.
All right. And are you a Christian?
Yeah.
All right. Why should I be a Christian?
Because, I mean, obviously, they were just like this cause, you know, like there was just like something that caused like this universe to like begin, and that was like obviously God. And like as we see in the Bible, I mean, kind of like all makes sense. Like this God, like you can see that this Bible is like true, and just kind of like really just shows the everyday life, and
Why
all
should-
just like the life, the
Why-
creation.
Why should I think that the universe had a beginning?
Because it's like everything has a beginning. I mean, obviously.
I disagree. Give me a reason to think the universe has a beginning.
Because like something just cannot like begin from nothingness. Like
I-
it just cannot happen. I mean,
I agree.
even like with like this line, I mean, it gotta have a point. So
I
the
agree.
line.
You cannot get something from nothing, which is why I don't think there was ever nothing. Why I think the universe always existed.
Okay, but like you still like needed to have this starting line.
Why?
Just like as you just like were born. I mean, you also like started. So I mean, you could like after
I
like, the
started. I started, but the things that make me up didn't come into being. They were like already existing, and they formed me.
Yeah, but like it doesn't make sense though. I mean, the only sensible thing is that you also came from like starting point, and then like even after you came from like the starting point, you can like live eternally and stuff.
But period.
Like,
when
it's
when
still,
I
like-
when I had a beginning, did I pop into existence from nothing?
I mean, no, you didn't.
I was made from
You were just
already.
exposed something.
I was made from already existing things, right?
It was just like God created you.
Well,
so-
no, you don't
It's
have
the
evidence for
title.
that. You don't have evidence for that. I
Well,
was
I mean,
made.
yeah, because
I
you're like in the
I
image
was
of God.
I was made from already existing material, like a sperm and egg, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I didn't pop into existence from nothing. Why should I think the universe isn't any different? That it was just made out of already existing things.
Well, but like you just proved that there was something before you. Just like there was something before this, universe.
Why can't I think that what came before our present version of the universe was just another universe?
Because then there would just like be another universe and another, but like even before them, there would just like,
Forever.
need to be something.
Nope.
So just like create.
just an infinite
Yeah.
series of universes. Why not?
Because the infinity needs to also like begin from something.
Nope.
So
If it's
like-
infinite, it doesn't need a beginning.
well, but like you don't like you actually have like this like starting point and like before
I
there were
don't.
just
I
like something.
don't. Okay, this is getting a bit circular. Do you have anything else?
So I mean, yeah, but like even if you see in the Bible, I mean, the Bible is just like very like logic and just predict things, a lot
doesn't.
of things.
It doesn't.
Yeah, but like it predicts like this.
It doesn't predict anything.
Yeah, but like what happened? Like it just predicts what's gonna happen like
All right.
after like death and stuff.
All right. This conversation's not going to go anywhere. That was a waste of time. All right. You I don't want Rec, are you at least 18 years old?
I am 33 years old.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
No, I actually take issue with your question.
You're not a Christian. I'm only talking to Christians right now.
Well, that's the problem is you're ignoring every other religion. Why are you hyper focusing on Christians only?
Because I'm
Atheist.
the most educated on Christianity and Judaism.
And we actually have tangible proof that the Muslim religion is the correct one.
Yo.
And all I got to do is point to the White House, Donald Trump.
You're a troll, aren't you? Yeah. Troll. That was lame. If you're gonna be a troll, at least be funny. That was lame. Anyways. Everyone make sure you're tapping that screen. Hashtag justice for Aisha? Let's see some justice for Aisha stickers in the comment section. Show some love for our 9th century victim. What a waste of time. Christians by far the least educated, easy, gullible target. Fact. Police be upon him. Yep. Muhammad, police be upon him. Trump has a lot in common with Muhammad. If you know, you know. That is true. Both are pedophiles. Has the universe always existed? I mean, no one's ever given me a reason to think that it had a beginning, so why not? If you don't want to believe it, then you don't. I do. I'm not gonna force you. No one's asking you to force me, Sham. I'm only asking for evidence. I don't know why. Okay, this is a really good point that I need to bring up for Christians. When someone asks you to give them reasons to believe in Christianity, they're not asking you to force them. Providing evidence isn't force. I don't know why y'all keep saying that. Hugh, are you at least 18 years old?
Can I go from 16?
Oop, that's a no. And also, I always know that they're children when they incessantly say, add me, add me, add me. That's the good way to tell that they're a Christian. The Big Bang, by the way, Jay, does not say that the universe had a beginning. There have been multiple religions referencing Jesus. There have been 3 religions that reference Jesus, and they are Christianity, duh, Judaism after Jesus existed, and Islam because Islam was built off of Christianity. So that's not all that remarkable. So then the atoms always existed. No, it's possible that the atoms were formed from the quarks, and the quarks were formed by, you know, like the particles like pushing through the Higgs boson, the Higgs field. But like there's some base form of reality that's physical that's always existed as far as I can tell. The energy, quarks, and gluons likely always existed. I agree. Jay, welcome back to the show.
Oh, cool. You recognize me this time.
Yes. Why should I be a Christian?
Well, I'm not Christian. I'm A and then dash theist. So I do believe in an architect, I would say.
All right. Why should I believe in a God then?
Well, I figured it'd be easier for me to come up here and ask these questions because I did not ask these. I was looking into the research. But so you believe that in a universe, this universe has just always existed?
In one form or another. That's the default position.
Okay, do you believe that time is infinite?
Yeah, I've never been given a reason to think that time came into existence. Because even then, it's like there was a time before time and then a time after time, but that requires time. For any form of change requires time.
Or at least, okay, do you believe, okay, rather than the infinite regression, do you believe, or would it be logical to come to the conclusion that future time, this concept of the future, is infinite?
I have no reason to think that either the past or the future would be limited in time. It would just always
Okay.
exist.
Okay, then that would make me say that then I can only come to a logical conclusion that reincarnation would be 100% guaranteed.
Well, not in the Hindu sense, because in order to have reincarnation in the Hindu sense, you have to have a soul, and not convinced that soul
Not in
exists.
not in the Hindu sense. Just like, okay, so would you? I think there's a.
But I'm not really interested in that. I'm only interested in whether or not your God exists.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for having me on, I guess.
All right, Jay. For anyone who was wanting to know what he meant by reincarnation, he means the fact that because time is infinite and you'll have infinite number of like events that take place, then necessarily another version of you will have existed in time. Brian Siegel, you're more than welcome to ask your question. Just got a request on up. Why should you not be a Christian? Because, Mark, no one's giving me a reason to be a Christian. Yeah, it'd be fair to agree on, Jay. I'm okay with that. It just wouldn't actually be reincarnation in the true sense of the word. Does not allow the request here. Brian, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I am, and thank you for having me up.
And what I have to ask you 3 questions first. So, are you at least 18? What pronouns do you go by?
I don't really use the pronouns, but I'm over 18, live in New York.
But you do use pronouns. So, what pronouns do you go by?
If someone said what pronouns, like if that was part of their thing, I guess he, she, yes, maybe are my adverbs.
You use he and she?
Sure. That way people
yourself?
can tell me. That way people can tell me to go fuck themselves, and I wouldn't be offended.
What?
Here's my question for you.
Well, no, I don't. That doesn't make any sense. You pick one, he or she.
Okay. Do I have to?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go by she.
All right. And are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right. Why should I be a Christian?
Is the question, why should you be a Christian?
Yes. Why should I being a first person pronoun, I, the Bible guy, why should I be a Christian?
I don't have an opinion if you should be a Christian or not. That's totally up to you. That's how I feel.
Well, it's not. I'm either convinced that Christianity is true, in which case I can believe in it, or I'm not convinced, in which case I can't believe in it. But the only way to be convinced is to have evidence presented to me for the proposition that Christianity is true. And I've already looked and I can't find any, so I have to depend on you people to give me the evidence now.
Well, you're totally screwed if you're going to depend on me. But what I do like, and I like about your open thinking on this, what I find fascinating is that, let's just say this is just happenstance, bunch of atoms, molecules come together, and here we are in the linear time. Fascinating. But the idea that a species is able to develop to a point where it can even ask this question, I find that absolutely fascinating as a Christian.
It is fascinating, but it doesn't provide us any reason to think that Christianity is true.
Correct. I also look at it like, hey, I got another 20, 30 years if I'm lucky, and why not? It's like putting my chips on the table.
Because I would rather not if I don't have to.
You're right, exactly.
I'd rather not live a life where I believe that it's wrong to be gay and wrong to be trans, and also where masturbation is wrong, where I believe in things without evidence and I make decisions based on that. That would be not. Well, I would rather, if I'm going to live a short life, I'd rather live in reality.
And you know what? I can respect your position on that. If you're to say, hey, Brian, what do you believe on that sense as a Christian? That's your journey. I don't care. I'm going to live my journey, and I'm not going to force my journey upon you.
I'm not asking.
I know, I'm not saying you are. I'm being respectful.
All I'm asking for is evidence that Christianity is true.
I'm not the one to give you that evidence. I'm sorry.
Then don't waste my time. Don't waste my time on me. You're already the voice inside my head. Ugh. Bob, I don't trust your common sense. Your brain doesn't work quite right. Yeah, why did you call? Exactly. Gee whiz. Football Factory. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, 34.
And what pronouns do you go by?
She.
And are you a Christian?
No. But I think you should be Muslim.
Did y'all
I think you should be Muslim.
did they teach y'all to read in Islam?
I thought that said Muslim.
So you can't read.
What does atheism have to offer?
Anyways, they don't teach them how to read. I'm convinced. Islam says no reading. No read for you. Gee whiz. All right. One of the chosen. Are you at least 18 years old?
Oh man, yeah, absolutely.
And what pronouns do you go by?
Pronouns. The heck?
Yeah. Pronouns are words that replace nouns in sentences in order to avoid repetition. Examples of pronouns would be like he and him, she and her, they and them.
What about just man? I mean,
Man is not man is a noun, not a pronoun.
oh, okay.
So
Well,
what
what
pronouns?
pronoun would you give to a man?
To a man, you can
Yeah.
go by men. Typically, can go by he, him, or they, them.
Well, there you go. I'm a man, so you can call me the pronouns that fit for a man.
Well, which one? He, him, or they, them?
A man would be they them.
Yeah, you can have.
I
men
mean,
that
it'd
are they,
probably be
them.
easier to talk to me. It'd probably be easier to talk to me using the he him, right?
It'd be just as easy to use they, them. Both are equally easy, as I am a native English speaker.
I mean, well, which one proves I'm a man? Calling me they them or he him?
Neither prove that you're a man.
Well, does they them prove I'm a man or a woman?
Neither.
Okay, so if I'm a man,
pronouns don't prove your gender.
So if I'm a man, which one would you choose?
You can use either. You're a man.
Well, if they them don't prove anything, but I'm telling you I'm a man.
He, him also
which
doesn't prove
pronoun would
anything.
prove?
Neither.
He,
him
doesn't.
Neither pronouns don't prove your gender. That's not how pronouns work. They just use to identify.
Well, what are you asking? What are you asking for them then?
My God, this cannot. Can you just answer the question? This cannot be this hard.
See how silly this is.
It's not
And
like
just
this
out
is,
of curiosity,
By the way,
man.
by the way, this question is a litmus test to see how smart or how genuine the person I'm talking to is, and you're not doing
How
well.
smart? How? Wait.
Yes.
Well, I apologize. When you
Just
say how
answer the
smart or how
question so we can
genuine,
get to the third question so we can have the conversation. Because
I mean, you're the one who asked the goofy question that
it's
doesn't
not
mean anything.
goofy.
apparently.
It's this litmus test, and you're failing horribly.
Am I? I
Yes,
mean, you
I'll
said
hear.
a
I'll give you.
man
I'll give you one more
is he,
opportunity
him,
to
they,
just
them, right?
answer the question, or I'll just move on.
Sure. Yeah. Sorry about that. Why should you be a Christian?
Nope. What pronouns do you go by?
Oh. Well, I'm a man. I'll let you choose.
Okay, that's not gonna do that. Blessed 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
I'm a man, so he, him, they, he, and him.
He, him. See how easy that was, one of the chosen? And what Christian do you go by?
No, I'm a Muslim.
Sorry. Do they not teach you how? Okay, I'll ask you the question I asked the last Muslim that came up here. Do they teach you how to read in Islam?
Of course.
And what does the prompt above my head say?
Why should I be a Christian?
Which implies that I'm asking for who to come up.
Well, yeah, well, I just want to help you come closer to God, whether that's
One of the chosen. Did you decide? Or you decide to finally answer the question? What pronouns do you go by?
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know you didn't know what a man was. He, him.
I know what a man is, but that's besides the point. Now,
Well,
question
does
number
that
3.
fit my does that fit me as a man? He, him.
It can.
Does it?
My God.
Okay,
And are
so
you a
I don't want you to
Christian?
run away.
Are
I don't want you to run away.
Nope. I haven't run away once in this conversation.
Well, you literally ran away a minute ago.
A man is any adult human whose gender identity aligns with their personal schema on the male sex. Now, Are you
Is
a
a man or
Christian?
woman?
Are you a Christian?
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, I don't want to play this game with you. Am I a Christian? Yeah.
Yeah, typical. Why should I be a Christian? Because you're not
Typical.
doing a really good job at selling Christianity right now. Why should I be a
What
Christian?
what was typical? That a Christian knows what a man is?
No, the fact that y'all
Thank
struggle
you.
so hard with pronouns. Why should I be a
I
Christian?
struggle. You made it confusing.
You're the one who doesn't know how it works. Now, why should I be a Christian?
I don't think you do either.
Was your goal this morning to make me more of
No.
an atheist?
I got you, brother. I got you. Why should you be a Christian? Because you're clearly an angry person who doesn't know love, and
So
you're
we're-
confused. You don't even know. You don't even know a
Christians-
man's pronouns.
By that criteria, Christians, I shouldn't be a Christian because I've talked to plenty of Christians who are angry and don't know how to love and are very confused. Christians are some of the most confused people I talk to on the day-to-day basis.
Well, what's
Hardly
a
any
Christian?
of them, a believer, a person who believes that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God.
That's what a Christian is.
Yes,
Are they somebody who tries to follow Jesus?
they attempt to. Yeah, although
Right.
I've never met a Christian who actually does do the things that Jesus says to do.
And what does he tell them to do?
Observe the law of Moses.
Observe. That's all Jesus told us to do.
That's part of it. Yeah, but Christians
No,
don't do that.
What is it? What is it? So to be a Christian, I have to be a Jew?
Yeah, according to Jesus, at least.
No, that actually doesn't make any sense. So to be a
Well,
Christian, I have
wait,
to be a Jew. A
did-
good Christian
did-
is a Jew?
Did Jesus not tell his followers to keep the law of Moses?
Pull it up. Let's see, man. Put the verse
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, Matthew 23. Let's see.
So what's a Christian? A Christian is just a Jew? I'm confused, man.
Someone who believes that Jesus specifically is the Christ and the Son of God.
Okay. And what did Jesus tell his followers to do?
Yeah. Matthew 23. Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, are you one of the disciples of Jesus?
Amen, brother.
All right. The scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat. What does that mean?
I mean, read it. Go ahead. You tell me.
What does
Keep
it mean?
going.
What does it mean to sit on the seat of Moses?
Just finish it. Keep going.
Jesus Christ. Therefore,
Amen, brother.
do whatever you're amening me doing blasphemy?
Oh, I thought you were just. Oh, you were cursing the name of Jesus?
Yes. Now,
Oh, wow. See, you need Jesus, man. You ain't got no love.
Therefore, do whatever they teach you and follow it, but do not do as they do, for they do not practice what they teach. So, the scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat. What does that mean?
And what were they teaching?
Well, if you're sitting on Moses' seat, what do you think you're teaching?
What did Moses bring? The law? 10 Commandments?
Not just the 10 commandments, all 613 commandments.
All 613?
Yes.
Okay.
The Pharisees taught to observe the law of Moses. And Jesus says, therefore, do whatever they teach you and follow it. So if the Pharisees teach you to observe the law of Moses, and Jesus says, do whatever they teach you and follow it, what is Jesus telling you to do and observe?
Yeah, he was talking to who? The Jews, right?
His disciples. I thought you were a disciple of Jesus.
Right. And the disciples, when he was speaking to them, were Jews, correct?
But what did Jesus say after the resurrection to his disciples?
You read it.
Yeah, Matthew 28 says, go therefore, make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and
Was
teaching
that
them,
in the law of Moses?
and teaching them to obey everything that I've commanded you. Is Matthew 23 one of the things that Jesus commanded them?
Wait, Jesus said that I have commanded you?
Yes. And
Right,
teach
and
them
he
to
said,
obey.
"Go make-"
And is Matthew 23 one of the things that Jesus commanded them to do?
Wait, I'm trying to track this, so just give me a second here, okay?
Here, I'll make it very clear. Watch. Matthew 23.
Well, you can help me by letting me just finish what I was going to ask you.
Matthew 23. Jesus gives a commandment, right?
Yeah.
What is that commandment in Matthew 23?
To baptize the nations in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit? Is that?
Do I need to go back and read it again?
Oh, this is where I was confused. That's why I was trying to mention it.
That's
So
why I
you
said
told me that
Matthew
Jesus is commanding
Right, okay,
them
I'll
to
get-
be
I'll
a
get the-
Jew,
Here, I'll
but
get
then
the
he's
no-
also saying
Here.
baptize in the name of the
I'll
Father,
get-
Son, Holy
I'll-
Spirit.
I'll-
Where
I'll
does
get-
Moses
I'll-
command that?
Dude, chill out. I'll get
Where
the
does Moses command that?
I'll get the notepad out because you're having a hard
This
time
is too
following.
easy. This is too easy, brother.
I
This
agree.
is too easy.
I agree, and yet you've made it way
So
more
where
complicated.
did Moses command them to baptize?
Anyways, here.
Where did Moses command them?
Note. Okay, let's do this. I'll make the
Hey,
font
where
a little
did
bit,
where
I'll make
did
the
Moses
font a
command that?
little-
Is all I'm asking.
I'll make them fonts a little bit bigger for you. Okay.
When did the Pharisees in the seat say to baptize in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit?
Premise 1.
Everybody pay attention to the show.
Matthew 23. Matthew 23. Jesus commands. What does Jesus command in Matthew 23?
Go ahead, write it down. I'm watching.
No, I'm asking you. I want to know that you actually were listening when I read to you from the Bible.
Well, if you were listening, just write it down.
Okay, I'll read it again, and then we'll get you to get the answer.
I love wasting time. This is nice.
Matthew 23. Well, we won't waste that much time because if you refuse to engage, I will just drop you. So
I know, man. I'm trying to engage
because you're weak. Yeah, Matthew 23.
I'm weak.
Then because I'll end up giving the argument to the audience with or without you here. How about that?
Don't do that. No.
All right. Bye. So everyone, I'll give the argument because the last guest was he was getting owned and he didn't like that. So here's the simple argument for everyone who is actually interested in knowing what the Bible says. Premise number 1, Jesus said and commanded to observe the teachings of the scribes and the Pharisees. Premise number 2, after the resurrection, Jesus taught his disciples to go out and make more disciples, baptizing them and which is addition, teaching them to observe everything I've commanded you. Question number 3. Now the question is Matthew 23 something that Jesus commanded? The answer is obviously yes. Therefore, one of the things that is meant to be taught to all nations is the commandment given by Jesus in Matthew 23. Yeah, that was pathetic. I'm not bringing him back up, by the way. You're in the request box. You can just sit there. I don't talk to dishonest people, and you just made it very clear you're only here to waste time, and I'm not wasting my time.
Your litmus test of pronouns was very effective in this case.
Oh, yeah.
Also, he answered every single one of your questions with a question, including, what did I just read from the Bible? I don't know. You tell me. You're the one that read it. You tell me.
Well, that's because he has the brain of a goldfish and he actually didn't remember. Or it's either he was too stupid and he didn't actually remember what I asked him or what we read, or he knows exactly what I read, but he was too dishonest to actually give an honest answer. We all know the answer is the latter.
Yeah, it is. It is. So much peacocking for such a weak little, I think, man?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
We'll never know.
A real man would have been able to answer the question. But we don't have that here. No, there was no real man on the panel there. He got cooked by Ian a few days ago. I believe it. The Bible was written by Jews and kings, not God. I mean, yeah, sure. I don't know if any kings wrote any parts of the Bible. Sloth says, liked when he said reading the Bible was a waste of time. Yeah. Also, I love when he amened me blaspheming. You know, that's cool too.
Also, when he was getting, somebody pointed this out in the comments. You're totally serving him his own religion step by step, and he's like, this is too easy. What's too easy?
It should have been
having
easy.
your ass handed to you.
Yeah, it should have been easy. All right, we're gonna bring up TikToker. TikToker, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
TikToker prepares for the conversation. Yes, I am a Christian.
Yeah, don't talk about yourself in third person. Okay, I'm Dalton the Bible guy. Why should I be a Christian?
TikToker gets ready for his response.
Sorry, I'm only here to talk to TikToker, not TikToker's hype man. Are you going
Listen,
to...
I'm reading the fucking script, okay? Was I not supposed to read the stage directions?
Anyways. Dear Jesus, if you exist, bring me a genuine believer who is not low tier, who is intellectually honest, and not afraid of what the Bible says. Amen. All right. See you. Are you at least 18 years old?
What do I do?
That's a child. Also, a PS, making a grown ass a person, please. Thank you. Intellectual honesty and belief in magical BS don't go together. Yeah, Colette. A woman. That's how we end our prayers to Peggy. Toast says, sup, cutie. Sup. The thing you prayed for is just as non-existent as their God. I love that one of the chosen is still in the request box. Like I'm going to bring them up. So they can't type because I'm muted. And now they're just going to sit there and watch us shit on their Bible. Love that. Let's see. Christians deny Holocaust happened. A lot of there's surprisingly a weird number of Christians on TikTok who are Holocaust deniers, and it's very upsetting. The callers are not getting any better. It's because Jesus doesn't answer prayers. It would require a god to your miracle for that mythical Christian to exist and join the lie. Yeah, we would sooner get a unicorn. It's like literally getting a unicorn on the live. Christians are responsible for the transatlantic slave trade. That is true. Well, in fairness, Christians have a long history of trying to do what Smittler did. Not wrong. Christians don't believe in aliens. Aliens to them are demons. I mean, some Christians believe in aliens. My dad's a Christian and he thinks that aliens are real. Well, unicorns are in the King James Version Bible. That is true. Thank you, Dalton, for all you do. You're welcome, Bruce AMA. Being cucked isn't a sin is why. What? Oh, man. I actually heard that from my aunt about aliens being demons. Yeah, some Christians do think that. Bob says Christians appeal to emotions and basis for believing in God is solely emotional. I agree, Bob. No wonder Jesus wept with these Christians. Are you watching Disclosure Day? I probably will see it eventually. What was that? My grandma, what was that? Oh, I lost the check. There it is. What? Oopsie. What does it say? My grandma thought what? My grandma thought that horses were aliens. She wasn't Christian. She was just nuts. Oh, man. That would make him a demon. Duh. Hey, Dalton. Is apocalyptic literature better understood as resistance writing or predictive text? Both. It's actually both. I wouldn't give prioritization to either one of those descriptions. Sorry, Bob. Misread. Ignore me. Christians love being disingenuous more than Jesus loved feet. That is true. Carl Goss, we will have the great and ineffable joy of seeing the one whom we could only glimpse. Well, Carl Goss also believed that for no good reason. Christina the Godless says, hey friends, hello Christina. Love your new profile picture. Do you believe in Markan priority? Yes. That is the consensus of scholarship. Here, one of the chosen. Let me do you a favor, bud. Why are you attacking Christians if you don't like Christians? Who said I was attacking Christians? What's the word I'm looking for? Persecution complex much? We just need Sergeant Roy to be here for a full-on crash out. Oh, that's all Sergeant Roy can do. He likes to pretend he has a degree and then crash out. Challenging faith is attacking now? Apparently, according to Christians. Why do Christians want so badly to be the victim in exchange? Because Jesus told them they would be the victim, which is bad because here's the fact, friends. When you are an individual who has a persecution complex, the way that Christians do, like Dezo, whatever their name is, then here's the problem. If you are persecuted, then there needs to be a persecutor. But what happens when, socially speaking, you're at the top of the food chain in a particular society? What happens to your persecutors? Then it turns out that what happens is you have to take the persecuted and make them the persecutors. You have to take minorities and marginalized groups and turn them into your persecutors, which means that the people in power end up persecuting the persecuted and calling the persecuted the persecutors. And that's why the Christian right, does what they do. So why are you even making this video? To hopefully have a Christian willing to come up and have a genuine conversation with me about why I should be a Christian, because maybe someone out there has a good reason and I just haven't heard it yet. Need to shower, BRB? You do you, bud. God has sent me to answer your prayer. Jesus is a poltergeist. Does anyone know why Christians are obsessed with the Ethiopian Bible? They think it's more authentic, even though it's not any more or less authentic than any other Bible. Grayson, I got 3 questions for you, and then we can get to the conversation. Are you at least 18?
Yeah.
And what pronouns do you go by?
Drunker.
Sorry, that's not a pronoun.
Oh, so I'm just drinking a little bit. Yeah, he, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yeah.
All right. I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. Why should I be a Christian?
No, yeah, I was just basically letting you know that, even though the 4th's tomorrow, it's okay to drink today if you want to, and on Sunday too. So
don't care.
Yeah, that's
Why
that's what.
Don't care. Why should I be a Christian? Christians, is this the best y'all can do? I guess so. The best they can do. Bunch of drunk idiots calling in. I would drink too if I was stuck with that God. Being in a relationship with God is like being in an abusive relationship, which leads one to drink. Do you exist from the shoulders down? You bet I do. Dalton, what's your favorite Bible passage? My favorite Bible passage, and it's really, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Corny? But I'll bring it up for you. Let's see. All right. Here's my favorite Bible passage, and it's so fucking corny. But it's because I'm a hopeless romantic. Emphasis on the word hopeless. This is from the Song of Songs, chapter 8, verses 6 and 7. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm. For love is strong as death, passion fierce as the grave. Its flashes are flashes of fire, a raging flame. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can floods drown it. If one offered for love all the wealth of one's house, it would be utterly scorned. Isaiah, are you at least 18 years old?
How's it going? What'd you say?
Are you at least 18?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
I don't do pronouns, but I'm a guy, so that's all that matters.
No, you do pronouns. And what pronouns do you go by?
I mean, I'm confused. Am I supposed to have pronouns?
Everyone has pronouns. Even God has pronouns in the Bible. God says, I
Well, I
am
get.
he. Are you better than God?
Well, then I'm a he then.
There you go.
But I just don't do, the
You do.
you know.
Anyways, and are you a Christian?
Yes, sir.
All right. Why should I be a Christian?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for other people, but for myself, I could just say this.
No, why should
Ever
I be a
since,
Christian?
no, I'm gonna get to that.
But you're but
I'm
just
gonna,
just so we're clear, we don't do personal testimony here.
why not? Well, am I doing a personal testimony?
If you're about to tell me a story about why you became a Christian, instead of giving me a reason to become a
No,
Christian.
no. All I was gonna say is that, I mean, I believed in Christ my whole life, but He gives me a purpose. He uplifts my life
Okay, but why should I be a Christian?
and things like that. Well, the thing is, well, I'll give you. You want me to give you the hard truth? I'll give you the hard truth.
Yeah.
You're probably not ready for this, but in the Bible, it specifically states, if you don't believe in Christ, you will spend eternity away from Him.
Okay.
So there's your answer. So if you
So
don't
what?
believe in Christ,
That's
you'll
I
probably
don't.
go to
I
hell.
don't. I don't think hell exists though, right? So like,
Well,
you're
I guess
threatening.
you'll find out.
You're threatening me with nothing. And by the way, it is a threat.
I'm not threatening you.
It is a
That's in the
threat.
Bible.
No, it is a
That's in the
threat.
Bible, bro.
It is a threat.
How
You're
is it
just
in the Bible?
you're just relating the threat that the Bible makes.
Well, I guess the Bible makes a threat.
Your God is no different than a guy who holds a gun to your head and says, "Love me," or I'm pulling the trigger.
No, because God is love.
No, he's
So
not.
absolutely, He is.
No, if you send people to hell for all eternity, that's not love.
You want to know why He's love? Is because He gives people like you a choice of free will, and you don't have to believe in Him, and you chose not to.
It's not really a choice if there's a threat of coercion. That's coercion.
It is a choice.
It's not. If I hold a gun
You
to
wanna
your
know
head and
why it's
say,
a choice?
if I hold a gun to your head and say, "Love me," or I'm blowing your brains out, is that a choice?
You want to know why it's a choice? Is because you're not a Christian.
Is it a
That's
choice?
a choice.
Is it a choice if I hold a gun to your head and I'm threatening to blow your brains out if you don't love me? Is that a choice?
Yeah, it's a choice. I can say yes or no. Simple as that.
But it's not, because you don't want to get your brains blown out, so you're forced into saying, "Yes, I love you."
No, it's a choice. You can say yes or no. It's very simple.
It's a very disingenuous thing for you to say.
How is it? It's literally a choice. If I ask,
coercion is not free choice. It's coercion, which is why we call it coercion.
listen,
Also, give me a
God
reason.
doesn't.
Give me a reason to think that hell exists.
God doesn't force
Give me a
you
reason to think hell
trust in
exists.
Him.
Give me a reason to think hell exists.
Well, first off, none of us know that, okay? Because obviously we've never been there and came back from the dead. Only Jesus has.
So
But
why
hell
should I?
exists.
So why should
You
I
want to
be?
know why hell exists?
I don't
Because
know.
there's so much.
I
There's so
don't.
much
I
sin in the
don't.
world. That's
Dude,
why.
Isaiah, you need to chill out. I don't care why you think hell exists. I want to know whether or not hell does
Well,
exist.
you're interrupting me, so I can't prove.
Isaiah, let's just start over here. So take a couple breaths. Okay. You said I should become a Christian because of hell. The problem is I don't think that hell exists. I would
did
need
not
to
say that.
I would need to have a reason to think hell exists in order for that to be a reason for me to become a Christian.
You're putting words in my mouth. I did not say that. What I did say was in the Bible. It specifically states, if you don't put your trust in Christ, you will spend
Okay.
eternity away from Him.
Okay. So the
Did
Bible.
I mention hell?
Yes.
Did I mention hell?
Wait. What is eternity away from God?
Did I mention hell?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I did. I mentioned the word hell. Oh, I guess
You
I
know
can't hear.
that's
Cool.
nope. You don't have to say the word.
But why?
If I say, if you don't believe in God, you're going to spend eternity in the South, north of Mexico, south of Oklahoma. Even though I didn't say the word Texas, I did just describe the word Texas. You said eternity. You will spend eternity separated from God. That is the Christian definition of hell: is separation from God.
So, first off, why can't we go back to the previous conversation? I don't know why you skipped over that. The second thing is, it's kind of funny and
What did I
ironic
skip
how
over? What did I skip over? You're the one who said
because
that if I
no,
don't
no, you
believe in
wanted to
Jesus, you're the one who said that if I don't believe in Jesus, I will spend
earlier.
eternity separated from God. That is
Remember earlier?
hell.
Remember earlier you were like, Isaiah, why is it? And then you were going to ask another question. Now, the other thing is this. Your name is the Bible guy. You don't know anything about the Bible.
Oh, I
So
do.
What are you talking about?
I'm called the Bible guy
So
because
why
I
is your name
know
the Bible guy if you're not a Christian?
I'm answering it. I'm answering it. I'm called the Bible guy because I know the Bible better than you.
But you're not a Christian, though.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I know the Bible better than you.
So how is it that you know so much about the Bible, yet you still don't have that faith in Christ?
Because I'm an
What?
ex-Christian, buddy. I became an atheist.
Oh,
I
you're an
became an
ex-Christian. Okay.
I became an atheist by reading this book.
So, do you believe that Jesus is Lord?
No,
Why not?
because he wasn't the Messiah. You're not the Messiah. You can't be the Lord. And the reason he's not
What
the Messiah,
evidence? What?
the reason I say that he is not the Messiah is because he did not fulfill any prophecies about the
Oh,
Messiah
here we go.
from the Old
Here
Testament.
we go. Here we go.
Yeah,
In the
here we
Old
go.
Testament, do you know about the story of Elijah and the other person seeing Jesus on the mountain? I forgot the other person's name.
You mean
Prophet, but
when Jesus saw Elijah and Moses on the Mount of Transfiguration?
then it was also
Matthew chapter
reversed to where
17.
it was reversed to where they also saw Jesus in his glory.
They didn't.
Well, it was either one or the other. But look, let me just put it like this, okay?
What is it?
Jesus
But what
fulfilled.
does this
Okay,
have to?
so hold
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
wait,
yeah,
wait, wait,
yeah. Like, tell me about the prophecies that Jesus fulfilled.
wait, hold on. So you're telling me, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, let me just say this. In the Bible, Jesus clearly says, "Before Abraham, I am," meaning he is God. Number
Yeah.
two,
I
he
don't care
has
about
done many.
Isaiah.
He has done many miracles. He
Isaiah.
has done
Focus, Isaiah.
many miracles.
Isaiah. You need to focus. You need to take it down to a 6. I'm not going to have a fight with you here. Take it down
I'm
to a
not
6.
raising my voice.
Yes, you are. Take it down to a 6.
I'm
The
completely.
the thing that we are talking about, because you're talking about everything else other than the thing we're actually talking about. The thing we're talking about right now is whether or not Jesus fulfilled messianic prophecy. Not does Jesus make the claim in the New Testament that he is God. That's a separate discussion altogether. What we are talking about right now is
It's not
the, Ol-
because it's,
the Old Testament has prophecies about the Messiah. Did Jesus fulfill that? If you want to, after the fact, after we get done talking about messianic
yes, he
prophecies,
did.
then we can talk about whether or not Jesus was God according to the Gospels. So, what prophecies in the Old Testament did Jesus fulfill?
So first of all, it'd be a nice thing if you guys weren't to mute me because otherwise I can't talk.
It's the
Okay,
only
here
it's
it
the,
is.
it's the only way I can get the conversation moving forward.
No, because while I'm mid talking, you guys are muting me, but it's okay. I understand.
Isaiah, you're listing things off, and it's called gish galloping. You're naming a bunch of things, and then we can't address a single point. So we need to start with one point at a time, which is, did Jesus fulfill messianic prophecy?
As a Christian, I'm not surprised that this is now a 2v1, and honestly might be
Here,
a 3v1.
watch. My friend Ashlyn and
But let's do this.
Equality won't say a
But
word. It'll just be me
let
and
me
you.
just do.
So point
Let me
me
just do
to a
this.
prophecy that Jesus
So
fulfilled in the Old Testament.
you literally just said it yourself earlier. You said that in the Old Testament there was, I guess, forecoming of the Messiah. Jesus literally fulfilled that in the New Testament. So you
Okay,
can't tell me that
point
in the
me
Old
to
Testament.
point.
Hold on.
No,
Hold on.
Isaiah, chill out.
Cutting me off.
Yes, I am cutting you off because you're not getting to the point. I want you to point us to a book, chapter, and verse from the Old Testament that has a prophecy and that Jesus fulfilled that prophecy.
You're doing this again. I just explained it to you.
You're gish galloping again. So
God sent himself in human form.
okay, now where in the Old Testament does it say that God would send himself in human form? Where is that prophecy in the Old Testament? I really do not like having to use the mute button. And there are some guests where I don't have to touch it once. But you're not one of those guests. So please, just engage. Where in the Old
So
Testament?
you saw
Where in
you
the
saw
Old
how I
Testament?
kept myself on mute.
Where in the Old Testament does it say that God would send himself in human form? Go ahead.
Honestly, I should just stay muted when you guys mute me so it could just hurt your live. But let me just say
No,
this.
I
Okay?
will just drop you if you don't engage. I don't
Well,
need you here.
then I guess if anything, it'll prove my point.
It
But
doesn't
look,
prove. It wouldn't prove anything.
in
No.
the Old Testament, you could
Okay.
start from Genesis all the way
Okay. Where
until
in
the end of the Old
Genesis?
Testament.
Where in Genesis does it say that God
Well,
would become
okay,
human?
just take a look. Just take a look at Genesis 18.
Yeah.
Okay,
Genesis 18.
when Abraham sees two angels,
Uh-huh.
hosts them, and then they
Uh-huh.
converse. And
Yeah.
clearly, when he does that, he
Uh-huh.
sees that it's the Lord
Uh-huh.
accompanied by two angels.
Okay.
So that's just one example. I could give you
that's
another one if you.
okay. So that's not an example. I asked you for a prophecy where it says that God would become human, not a story where God appears to somebody. That's not the same
Well,
thing.
there's multiple prophecies of prophets saying that the Lord is coming, the Messiah is coming.
Where does it
And
say
that
that
actually
God
happened with
and where
Jesus.
do the prophets say that God would take on human flesh, incarnate as the
Okay, bet.
Messiah? Show me.
Let me show you.
Yeah, do that. Finally.
Got you right now. Like you see how he's trying to make this specific conversation, and before he kind of hopped over it. It's
We
fine.
don't need your rhetoric.
Yeah,
It's not. It's literally not rhetoric.
Just stop
I'm not trying to
whining.
do.
Engage. Stop whining. Just
I'm muting-
engage.
I'm muting you up. Don't unmute until you find the prophecy.
I got you. Why?
Don't unmute until you
Guys,
find
I'm
the
about.
prophecy.
Hold on.
Don't.
I have it.
Okay, you have it. Okay.
I have it.
Give me the
Yeah,
book.
all right.
I'll pull my Bible up.
All
right
right,
now.
guys. I'm
Here.
so happy. I get to refute his claim. I'm
Yeah,
so happy.
Go ahead.
Ready? Watch
book,
this.
chapter, verse.
He said word for
Book,
word.
chapter,
Find
verse.
something in.
Book.
I got you. I got you.
Stop saying that. The next words out of your mouth are going to be the book, chapter, and verse, so we can pull it up on the screen.
Isaiah 7:14. It says, "Therefore the
Okay,
Lord
here we
Himself
go.
will give
Here we
you a
go.
sign.
Isaiah
Behold,
7.
the virgin shall conceive and bear a son,
Okay.
and shall call his name Emmanuel."
Okay.
There you have it.
Okay.
I just refuse.
Now we're going to talk about
Jesus
Isaiah.
is king.
Dude, chill out.
Jesus is king.
Chill out. You're crashing out. It's embarrassing. I'm about to refute you. You were too confident. You're way too confident.
I just
And
refuted
it's,
you.
and it's about to bite you in the ass. All right.
I just refuted you.
You didn't. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself
No, I'm
right
not.
now. Okay. What's the. You said the word virgin. If I go back to the original Hebrew of Isaiah 7:14,
Mary.
is it going to say the word virgin in the original Hebrew?
I mean, you could do whatever you want, but Isaiah 7:14 it clearly states that.
Isaiah 7:14. If I go back to the original language that the Bible was written in, is it going to say something about a virgin that will conceive and bear a son?
Let's find out. Go ahead and
All
read
right.
it.
Lakin yitzan Adonai hu lechem ot. Therefore, the Lord Himself will give to you a sign. Hine, behold, ha'alma, the young woman, not virgin, the young woman, hara, is pregnant, not shall become pregnant. Ve'yoledet ben, and will have a son. Ve'kirat shemo Emmanuel, and she will call his name God is with us. So, first and foremost, there's no virgin mentioned here. Only in your English translation does it say virgin. In the original Hebrew, it doesn't say anything about a virgin. Two, it doesn't speak about a young woman who will become pregnant in the future. It says a young woman who is pregnant, as in when Isaiah gave this word 700 years before Jesus was born, the woman in question is already pregnant. Thirdly, naming the child Emmanuel doesn't mean that the child itself is God, only that the child is meant to serve as a reminder to King Ahaz that God is with him. There are tons of baby boys today in Israel whose names are Emmanuel. None of them are God. This
Yes,
isn't even
sir.
about
All
the
right.
Messiah.
Let's try one more time to refute this guy's point again. Isaiah
try.
9:6. For to
All
us a child is born, to us a son is given,
All right.
and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. That is literally a foreshadowing
All right.
of the Messiah, and
Let's-
Jesus fulfilled it.
Let's take
You're
a look.
wrong.
Let's take
You
a
know
look.
you're wrong.
Chill out.
You're
chill
trying to
out.
act like you know it all, but you
a
don't.
person who is right doesn't need to be so insistent that they're right the way that
Well,
you're
because
doing.
you're deceiving
So
people, and it's such a
Isaiah
disgrace.
If I'm deceiving people, you should be able to let me refute you without saying a goddamn thing.
Go ahead.
Now, the
around.
first few words here in Isaiah chapter 9, Yeled Yulid Lanu, unto us a child has been born. What does that mean? Has been born.
You're so you're so like, bro. You know what you're doing, bro.
Yeah,
you know exactly what you're
yes,
doing.
I'm
Yeah,
refuting
has
you.
been born. Has been
He's
born.
cooking
yeah.
the crap out of you, is what he's doing.
Has
His
been
arrogance
born.
combined
Yeah.
with your
Yeah.
lack of
Has been
knowledge in your
born.
own
Yeah.
beliefs
Yep.
is painful.
Does the Hebrew text say that the child shall be born in the future, or that the child
Okay, so-
is or has been born?
So does this prove that Jesus is not Lord? Like, I'm confused because that's the question I
Yes.
asked you before.
Was Jesus born during the time of Isaiah, or was he born 700 years later?
What does that have to do with his resurrection?
Listen. You're not paying. You're not tracking. Listen.
That does not refute anything, bro.
Listen. This can't be about Jesus, because was Jesus born after, during the time of Isaiah, or was Jesus born 700 years later?
What does that have to do with
Isaiah,
anything?
listen. If you listen, you will find out. Stop embarrassing yourself. You're acting like a child. It's embarrassing. I will ask you again. Was Jesus born during the time of King Isaiah, of the prophet Isaiah, or was he born later in history from the time of the prophet Isaiah?
Later. And now, let me just say this.
Now, wait. We're not done yet.
What does the word fulfillment mean?
Wait.
What does fulfillment mean?
We're not done yet, Isaiah. We're not done yet.
Define fulfillment.
We're not done yet, Isaiah.
Because, bro, you know what?
Isaiah, you're embarrassed. Stop. It's embarrassing.
Isaiah, you need to give him
I'm not
time.
embarrassing my-
You
Isaiah,
need to give time for a
Trust me when I tell you.
refutation.
Just
You can't
relax,
just
dude.
sit here and do this. It's like it's not communication. What
Well,
you're
he's
doing
not-
is just
he's not letting us
he's trying to refute your claim. Let him finish, please.
Yeah, I haven't barely even started, bud. Now listen. If this passage is about Jesus and Jesus is born in the future, then why doesn't the text say, unto us a child shall be born? Instead, it says, unto us a child is or has been born. What is the difference between the two sentences, unto us a child is born versus unto us a child shall be born? What is the difference between these two sentences?
You want to know why it says is born? It's because Jesus is God. Very simple.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't help. Because if
No,
the
because
child,
God is all eternal, right or
okay,
wrong? Is God all eternal?
That doesn't matter. Jesus, even if Jesus is God,
It's a yes or no.
Even if
It's
Jesus,
a yes or no. It's a yes or
Isaiah,
yes or no.
you're embarrassing yourself. This is
It's a yes or no.
This is embarrassing, Isaiah.
You
this
know
is
you're wrong. That
I don't know that I'm wrong.
yes or no.
I know that you're embarrassing.
Is God eternal?
I'm answering your question.
Yes, God is internal, but that does not apply to this.
Isaiah, shut the fuck up and let me respond, or I will drop you, and then I will
Someone's
respond.
getting a little.
All right. So yes, God in the Bible is eternal. Now, even if you want to grant the position that Jesus is God, and therefore Jesus is eternal, Jesus is not eternally born. He's not born at every second of every moment of life. He was only born on one moment in time, being in the 1st century BCE or the 1st century CE, depending on which gospel one wants to believe in. So it would not say Jesus, unto us a child is born, even if Jesus is eternal, because Jesus was born at one moment in time.
It also doesn't make sense with the context of Isaiah 9.
Yeah, it doesn't. But
Like if you sat there and actually read Isaiah 9, you would know that this passage is not about Jesus.
yeah, I would love it. Okay, I'm about to bring up the next guest. I'm going to ask that you behave better than Isaiah behaved, because what Isaiah did was very childlike, very embarrassing, and it makes Christianity look bad when you act like that. So be better than Isaiah. J. Christos, are you at least? I have to ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2: what pronouns do you go by?
Oh my God. He.
And question number 3: are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. Why should I be a Christian?
As in, are you looking for me to convince you, or just my opinion on why you should?
Yeah, I would like to be convinced that Christianity is true.
Convince you? Well, I can't really convince you, but I have proof to show you that Christianity is true.
Well, that would be how you would. That would be how you would convince me, is by providing evidence.
Sure. Why do you reject it?
Because no one's given me a good reason to accept it.
So, at all?
At all.
So, even though slavery, African chattel slavery was abolished and sufficient by Christians
and started, but
but that
that wouldn't matter.
Let me
But that
finish.
would.
Let
Here,
me
okay, I'll
finish.
let you finish, but I'm going to
Thank
just so you
you.
know it's not a good point. Go
Okay,
ahead.
sure. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hospitals, major hospitals, charities, and orphanages are all started by Christians.
Nope.
That is a fact.
That's not a
Yeah,
fact.
I'll just
Uni-
well, we'll just accept that as true though for his argument. We'll just accept it as true.
University, search it up. I don't care. Search it up. Red Cross,
I don't
search it
care.
up.
Go
So
ahead. I'll
Christianity,
Yeah, yeah.
wait,
Thank
just
you.
let
Exactly.
just let him make his point.
Exactly.
We'll
Thank
just
you.
grant all of this. We'll just grant all of this. Go
Thank
ahead and
you.
make your point.
You have to. You have to because it's a
I don't have
fact.
to, but
it's
we'll
not
just
a
grant
fact.
it.
Yes, you
It's
do.
incorrect.
It's a fact. Search it up and
Oh
put it on
my
the
god.
screen.
Okay.
Then.
Fuck. Okay. Shut the fuck up. Just get to it. Land the plane.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. So, like I said, orphanages, right?
Nope.
Charities
You
for
abuse children.
animals and
Equality. Just
humans.
let him say his bullshit.
Right. Sure. So if it's bullshit, put it on the screen.
Jay Christos, I'm granting it to you. I'm just granting it all to you. Christians
Okay,
started all
then.
this shit. Why should I be a Christian? This doesn't tell
Oh
me.
wow,
This
orphanages and shit.
okay. You're being a bad example of your religion right now.
No, I'm not.
I don't
You
care.
just called orphan.
I don't care if Christians started all these things. It doesn't matter if Christianity is not true. And by true, I mean, was Jesus the Messiah?
You're sick.
Was he the Son of God?
You're sick.
Is the God of the Bible real? Is prophecy fulfilled? Did Jesus perform miracles? Was he resurrected from the dead?
You told me to bring my.
All of that can be false, and Christians could still come about and exist, and Christians could still build hospitals and orphanages and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't tell me whether or not the religion is true. It only tells me that Christians did things later on. So why should I think that Christianity is true? The good things that
at the end
Christians
of
do
the day,
later doesn't tell me.
It's still a fact because either way.
I don't care if it's a fact. I want to know whether or not Christianity is true, not that Christians did nice things later in history.
All right. Whatever. So you told me, right, to bring evidence to why Christianity is true.
Yeah,
I
and you've
came
yet to do
to
that.
show you that Christianity started hospitals, orphanages,
Hospitals and orphanages
and you called
existed
it
before Christianity.
and you called it
Hospitals, orphanages predate Christianity.
That is true.
You're a
The
$1 trillion global business
What are
that
you
does not pay tax. You
Yeah.
take from the public. You don't give. You take tithes. The Catholic School Board, you are publicly funded. You take from the public, not give. Orphanages, you abuse children unlike any other group. You marry children under any other group. First of all, the Bible guy is pointing out to you that because the Greeks and the Romans did good things and had orphanages, it didn't make Zeus true. So even if these things that you were claiming were, and by the way, they're not, you're a regressive group of people that abuse charities, that take from the public. Even if they were true, that doesn't make your God true. Defend your religion, not the actions of people that pretend they're doing nice things in the name of your fake God.
Yeah. I only care, just for the Christians who want to know, I only care about whether or not Christianity is true. I don't, even if I granted all the stuff he said, I don't care whether or not Christians started orphanages or hospitals or anything like that. Because Christianity can still be false and Christians can still do nice things. What I want to know is whether or not the claims that the Bible makes are true. That is the only thing that will convince me to be a Christian. We had so many good guests earlier today that I didn't have to mute once. I didn't have to talk over. The last two guests were just abominable.
Yeah, what I don't understand is if you go to India, like their religious organizations, anyone can go there and like they have these everywhere where you can just go in and get food. The churches here don't have that. Like it's like a daily thing that they do, and the entire community chips in within their belief and feeds everybody around them. I don't see that within Christianity.
Also, the Temple of Asclepius, which was a hospital, existed before Christianity. So, in fact, me and Ashlyn have been there in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I was like, wait. I was like, wait, when did we go here? Yeah, I think Judaism actually kind of is one of the first examples of like charitable giving as well, where they like organize care for the poor and stuff like that.
That's pre-Christianity. That would prove that Judaism is true according to our last guest. But My gosh. Bob, Boob. All you do is have L takes. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Christians, please come up here and give us good representation for the religion. We have 20 minutes left of the show today. I would like to have at least one more good conversation today. We had a lot of good conversations at the beginning of the show where I didn't have to push the mute button once. There was no over talking. The Christians didn't get overexcited and start yelling. I would just like to have one more of those. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, no one in Zaphod, no one's saying that some churches don't have food pantries. It's not an overwhelming majority, though. It's just not. In fact, I don't know if anyone's seen those videos, and this is by no means science, but there was a woman that kind of did a social experiment where she, and by social experiment I mean that in the colloquial term, that she just kind of called places. It wasn't like a true experiment. It wouldn't take everything because there were variables within this. I will grant it that. But she was just asking for baby formula, and many churches turned her down. In fact, a majority of the churches that she called turned her down in her area. So I'm not seeing what y'all are seeing. It's not like they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
I would like to reinforce that Christianity as a religion, including the Catholic Church and including Vatican City, is publicly funded and tax-free. So when you take from the public a huge amount of money and then you use some of that money to be charitable, you're not really charitable. Like, imagine if every single dollar, instead of going into a stained glass window or a gold statue, just went directly to feed a child. It would be $1 trillion global charity instead of $1 trillion global religion.
If only.
And I looked this up, and at least the numbers that I got online, there are like 400-something thousand churches in the United States. There is about equally the amount of foster children in foster care.
So
if one church just, they could eliminate, the foster system, and they could just, like, one church for every church. That's a lot of people for every church.
Also, the social experiment that you were talking about where the woman called the churches and a couple of mosques, even though you're right, like 98% of them just flat out turned her down. While it pains me to celebrate them, there was at least one church, and I know for sure a mosque, that said, like, instantly was like, yep, come on in, we'll get you, like, come in, we're going to get you what you need.
I just wanted to say, I feel like a lot of the claims people make about this specific part is very performative. Like, it's, yeah, we will help the poor, we will help our neighbor. But then when like push comes to shove, they don't support policies that help people, first of all. I mean, that's where Christian nationalism comes from, and like the whole MAGA party in general. And then, like, on top of that, like, you see people like the whole church experiment that she did, only one fucking church, and yet they're like preaching that they're helping all the children. Like, what is this? It's just like, it's performative. It's saying that you're doing something but not following through.
We have a super chat here from @Ben Bloodworth with the $4.98. Instead of being curious about the answer or being able to provide it, his gut reaction was, I should take a petty action to hurt you. So holy. This is referring to the moment when the last guest said, you know what, I should just remain muted so it hurts your live. Because the guest wasn't interested in having an honest, legitimate conversation about what the Bible says. They wanted to preach, they wanted to yell, and they wanted to, like, do everything they can to sabotage the live because they weren't an honest interlocutor. That was very well said, Ben Bloodworth. Yeah. Christianity feeds on the suffering. They don't want to systematically fix it. Okay, we got here George Bowen is coming up. George, are you at least 18 years old?
You guys gonna give me a whole roll and take for $3.99.
Hello? George?
Crazy as fuck.
George. George. George.
Thank you. Sorry.
We were butt dialed.
Oh boy, George. Anyways,
How did everyone feel being in his pocket?
in his ass. We were in
Were
his
you
ass.
cozy? Were you cozy?
It kind of stunk a little bit. I'll be honest. But anyways, Lucas. Oh God, I don't want to talk to you, Lucas. Lucas, if you bullshit with me about sausage or some bullshit or whatever, if you don't have a serious conversation with me, I will just immediately drop you.
All right. Yeah, I'd like to have a serious conversation this time
Why should I be a Christian?
because it helps with good values. That's why.
I can have good values without Christianity. So
I'm
now what?
sure. I'm sure because you are special. You probably had a better level of education. Therefore, you have the
Nope,
ability
I'm not.
to.
I'm not special. Most atheists that I know have good values apart from religion.
Yes,
So
because most of them have critical thinking,
What
which
good
puts
values
them
come
in a
from
strong
Christianity?
position to, lead
okay,
the life
so
without
okay,
religion.
okay. So good values not a good reason for me to be Christian. Next thing, why should I be a Christian?
I would. What about being just Sikh at that point? Sikhs have better values than Christians.
Yeah,
Yeah, can you substantiate that?
yeah. They're generally very
Yeah,
peaceful
like
people.
Sikhs are like yeah, they're like pacifist.
Really? Did you not see the news recently? Like one pulled a knife that they have exemption to carry and stab
Cool.
a
Christians
person.
had the transatlantic slave trade for 400 years.
Do you
What's
want me to
your
talk
point?
about? Do you want me to talk about all
Right.
the
So
Christian?
if he wasn't,
Wait. Do we really
if he
want to
wasn't
go?
for the Brit,
Do we really want to talk about all the school shooters who are Christian or synagogue shooters who are Christian? Let's not go down that road. So we've already. I gotta hurry this thing along because we only got 13 minutes left of this show. So morals, ethics, not a good reason for me to be a Christian. What's next? Why should I be a Christian?
because Christ played towards your team, so he was part of your team. That's why.
No, he was not an atheist. He was a believer.
He,
Next.
no, but he was a gay just like you. He should take
Nope.
up the bum. He should have
I'm-
urges. Yes,
okay,
he did.
okay, so I'm straight, not a gay. So he
He
didn't play for my
washed
team.
feet.
So I've never washed feet once. So not gay. I'm straight. Never washed feet. Next. Why should I be a Christian?
You are definitely gay, bro. You're a liar. Fuck off.
I am definitely not gay.
Lucas.
You had to.
You're calling him gay, but you're talking
Yeah, you
about
asked me
anal
to
sex.
speak to
You're the
Doesn't
one
that
who's
kind of make you gay?
You're you lie. You're lying.
Luke. I think you might be gay, Lucas. You're always talking about my sausage. So
No,
like
I've been thinking about
I think you're obsessed with my sausage. I think
my
you're
sausage.
so you're like projecting right now, Lucas. See, this is exactly what I knew was going to happen. You were just gonna. That's why I went rushing along because I knew that eventually you would just get
You
down
fucked it
to.
up.
You're the one who fucked
You
it up.
lied.
You're the one who lied about me.
Lucas, what is this display? Do you need attention? What do you need? Because this is wildly weird.
Are you lonely? Are you just looking for friends? Because you're
You're
not going to find
picking
it
on
here.
Christians.
Well, no.
Well, you're not going to find it with that behavior in general.
Yeah, when you act
It's like
like
not
that.
good
What about the
behavior.
behavior on the panel? Do you think that's
Lucas,
acceptable?
Lucas, you're giving me more reasons to pick on you. Why don't you act like a sane person, and I will have one less reason to pick on Christians. Like when you come up here and lie about my sexuality and lie about me, you're just giving me one more reason to like pick on you.
I've never met anyone gayer than you, bro. Look, how about you just stop?
You need to
Lucas.
meet a gay person then, because that would just qualify one gay person.
I'm way gay.
I'm going to say equality here is way gayer than me.
Yeah. Lucas, you first came up and you said you should be a Christian because we have good values. And then you've behaved badly, been homophobic, been obsessed with gay sex. Do you have good values? Because you behave kind of badly, don't you?
Also, I'm
I
half
live in a
gay.
very Christian place.
I'm half gay. I'm like 10% gay. At
I'm
most.
bi, so I'm like half gay. Well, by dating history, it would be like 10% gay, really, because like it's just much more difficult to find
Based
women.
on what, since Lucas doesn't know me from Adam, but you do, Ashlyn, give a percentage to how gay I am.
Like 2%.
2% is because of the butt stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the butt stuff.
Yeah.
See, nice Christian place.
Anyways, Lucas, you're a clown. Thank you for entertaining us for 5 seconds.
The boot mansion because my grandparents were German/gay, so I'm 25% gay.
Well,
Also, Sikhs like teach that all humans are equal regardless of sex, weight, ethnicity, wealth, or social status. Christians don't teach that. Women are not equal to men. The service they have something called seva, which is selfless service to others, is a major virtue. Honest living, I'm gonna like butcher the pronunciation. Karani, earn a living through honest work, sharing with others. Vand Dokash Chakna, share one's earnings, food, and resources with those in needs. Remembering God, that's sure. Through like meditation though, and justice and courage. Like these are Sikh values. While I'm not a big proponent of religion, these sound much better than Christianity.
A terrible name says, I'm 1/4 gay on my mother's side. Love that. Rezulash the demon says Dalton is 2% low gay. Love that. 1% gay is considered full gay in some courts.
Y'all are great.
Oh my god. Cola says it's not difficult to find women. You just gotta be in queer spaces. Yeah.
Okay. Are you? I need to date women, not men. Like I've struck out. Men are the men that I date are horrible. I have horrible taste in men.
It's not that men suck. It's just that men you pick suck. And I should know. I know a little bit about your dating history. The men you picked, I could have seen that coming from a mile off.
Okay. Ouch. Just getting called out like that.
Adrian says, do y'all think the earth is flat? No, it's not. But most Christian brains are. Better says, I'm straight up Lisbon. Lisbon?
No.
Is that where the lesbians come from?
Christian brains are smooth, not flat. No ridges or bumps, valleys and humps. All ideas slide right off.
Yeah.
Like a water slide.
Chris RPG with the $2 says, Isaiah 7 always makes me laugh. King Ahaz is proud. Yeah. Every time and that's the thing also. Isaiah came up here with so much confidence. He said, Isaiah 7:14. He said it with his chest out too. Christians, y'all really need to be listen to what your Bible says. Seek justice, seek righteousness, and walk with humility before your God. You gotta learn to be a bit more humble, because when you come in like guns blazing, really proud, really confident, it makes the fall a lot more harder for you. Saint Brianna says, I'm from Lesbos. That is true that the word lesbian does get its name from the island of Lesbos, which for anyone who doesn't know is an island in Greece. And I've been there too in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
All Dalton's travel comes from video games, y'all.
Yeah, guys, you have no idea. I've been to Baghdad. I've been to Greece. I've been to Rome.
We went to the Eiffel Tower the other day.
We
went not that Eiffel Tower, that actual location.
We're never beating the allegations, guys. Me and Ashland went total Eiffel Tower a couple nights ago. Yeah.
It was actually was it on the live? No. It was in private.
It was in private. We did it in private. We didn't do it so people could watch. Fenrir's son, hey bud.
Hey, I have two things I wanted to say and then I'll drop. I was just watching you on YouTube. I am the epitome of I am not gay, but my boyfriend is.
Yeah.
So there's that. The second thing is I just had a strike of divine knowledge. I think that there should be a website, especially for progressive Christians. And what you do is you put a series of questions like, is God all love? Is God this? Did God do this? And then at the end of it, you show how much of the Bible is left. Like every time they answer a question like I think God is all love, then any part of the Bible that it doesn't show that, you cut that out. And then at the end of it, you just show like what pages of the Bible are left after they're done with the test.
It'll be a pamphlet.
Yeah, it would literally be like one.
Another fun idea is doing a survey for only Christians, and they have to answer questions like, "Is Jesus God?" and to see, or like doctrinal questions, and seeing the diversity of TikTok Christians and what they believe on these matters.
Yeah.
My question would be is, and this is like purely, in my opinion, I feel like Christians who at least deny all the bad qualities of God and like pretend it doesn't exist and really want to deny it are probably at least better people, because like they're indoctrinated, like, and it's really hard to get out of indoctrination. And at least you're not just being like, oh yeah, he did shitty things. That's cool. Still my God. I worship him.
That's Calvinism.
I have talked. I have a good friend of mine who lives like 2 blocks away from me, who labels himself a progressive Christian, and I went through all like these questions, and at the end of it, he's like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And I was like, okay, so like, what part of the Bible do you believe? And he goes, well, you got to take the Bible with a grain of salt. And I'm like, you put through the Bible into one of those warehouses that they keep street salt in. Like, there's no Bible left. It's all salt.
Saint Brianna says, is baptism necessary? That's a good question.
Some Christians, like Catholics and Lutherans, would say yes. Other Christians would say no, it's not. So it's exactly the point. I read a headline that said half of Americans surveyed don't know what America 250 is celebrating. Like the 200, is that what the 200?
We're foreshadowing an event that will hopefully happen. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. God never did a bad thing, Thunder. Then you haven't read the Bible. But anyways, I'll leave it off at that. We're at the end of the show now. We had a lot of good guests and a lot of bad ones. But anyways, but I'm glad we at least got a lot of people calling in today.
Do you want to play Baldur's Gate?
Tonight, yes. But the next thing I have to do after I walk my dogs is I'm doing a reaction video to the David movie, and I need to record that. So let me take a look.
Raid.
Yeah,
John Cohen and Ace are live.
John
and
Cohen's-
Black Atheist Rants is live.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen a lot of. Do they have YouTube as well?
I have no idea.
Here, let me take a look.
For anyone that loves Baldur's Gate, I play D&D on TikTok on Mondays. Sorry, I had a cough.
Oh, buy equality, buy scientific snitch.
Okay, so I'm gonna send 2 different groups out to raid 2 different people groups. So on YouTube, y'all go over and raid John Cohen, and then over on TikTok, everyone go over there and raid Black Atheist Rants. Like we'll send out our forces in droves, and then let everyone know that we exist over here at the Bible Guy Show. Tell them that the Bible Guy sent you. And with that, I've been the Bible Guy. Remember to keep reading, keep learning, and we will see you all again when I see you again. I was scheduled to be on the line tomorrow, but then the schedule changed, and now it says to be determined. I wonder if that's because of 4th of July. They changed it. But I'll see y'all when I see you. And that is that. Bye.
Bye.
Born from dust and questioning fire, wielding truth like a sword of desire. Ancient scrolls and cosmic flame, he tears through myth, he breaks the chain. Echoes of prophets, the scars align, knowledge and thunder intertwine. Reason ascends where blind faith fell. He reads the word and he reads it well. The Bible Guy, seeker of the light. Through time and fire he rides the night, with reason's blade and wisdom's cry. The world shall hear the Bible Guy. Scrolls of ages, words aflame. He dares to question